if you're listening to this in the car and you're on your way home,
we'll be in
turn
your
around
house.
because we're in your house.
We're in your house. Welcome to the Horror Junkies Podcast, the podcast where we discuss all things horror. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Jorge.
And in the studio today, we have a special guest with us. We have Autumn. Say
Yo!
hello.
Hi, virgins.
Yeah, she stole your thing.
Oh, Dylan.
I'm just
Cancel this
kidding.
podcast.
It's over.
Mute my mic. Bye.
Cancel
Podcast is done.
Unplug the mic.
At least it's catching on, you know.
Yeah, it's catching on.
I just want to
Unite.
be like Dylan.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Unite against the incels.
Unite against them. But yeah, thanks for joining us. You're filling in for Pat. He is gone this week doing a road trip to Virginia for a wedding. So you get to become Pat's person.
I mean, we look alike, so that makes sense.
Get your burping ready.
Get your burping ready and your hatred for everything on maximum overdrive.
Anything we like, you gotta hate.
Yeah, you just
And then
gotta,
I have
even
to
if you
convince
like
you why
it.
your
I think
opinion
I already
sucks.
do. So I think
That's
we're
true.
good there.
I've been battling Pat's shitty opinions for years now. It's a crusade that never ends.
Never. It's literally the crusade.
I mean,
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Everything's subjective, but like, yeah, sorry.
it's okay. As always, we like to interview our guest. We asked you what your favorite
Sitting
5
in the hot
movies
seat.
were. You couldn't come up with it. You came up with something else. And what was that?
Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot.
Well, essentially, with all the shit that's been happening with like female trafficking and everything in Orlando, we're now number 2 in the nation. I said, why
Whoop,
not?
whoop.
Yeah, woo! What a thing to be fucking proud of. We got
Damn it,
Florida,
Walt
We've
Disney.
made it.
Florida man.
Take that everywhere else.
Yeah.
Florida man strikes again.
Walt Disney has failed us.
So I basically thought about like female-fronted, strong female lead films. Obviously, I went straight to the slasher. That's my
Okay.
girl Nancy.
Oh,
Nightmare
yeah.
on Elm Street, the
Oh,
entire
yeah.
series. Wes Craven's a god.
Fantastic.
Yes.
She's amazing. Third is probably my favorite, Dream Warriors, but the whole series itself just fucking slaps.
Everyone loves Dream Warriors.
It's so good.
It's a
the
good
second one's
movie.
probably the best, but there's something about Dream Warriors that just really makes me happy.
It's the background.
Are you
The Dream
kidding me? The
Warriors
puppet
soundtrack is
scene?
sick.
I think they had more in their budget. When it comes to Dream Warriors, they got to do a lot of cool shit that you really didn't get to see before. I mean, and come on. Welcome to prime time. That's the best tagline ever.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch.
What else you got for us?
Absolutely. Actually, I went a little bit comedy. Jennifer's Body, obviously.
You know, I've never
yeah.
seen it.
Are you
It
kidding
really-
me?
No, I'm
I
serious.
just had a conversation with someone about how this movie is very underrated.
Can we
It really is.
Can we just say how I don't think she's that hot?
I mean, that's
Amanda or Megan?
Megan.
I mean, that's okay.
That's your opinion.
That's your
and here I am
opinion.
again to say that you're fucking wrong.
Yeah, you're very,
I don't know.
you're very wrong, my
I
friend.
would
don't
say
see it.
Megan
I don't see it.
pre-plastic mega surgery because she did get a little crazy with plastic surgery.
But she didn't do her thumbs. I'm just saying.
That's true. Oof. Oof.
Yeah, Megan Fox isn't hot. Oreos suck. I'm George.
Wait, do you hate Oreos?
I hate chocolate.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he
sure.
does.
Get off the show.
I don't like chocolate either.
What are they selling? Chocolate.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Yes.
Finally got someone on my team.
No, I watched Jennifer's Body for like a year straight easily, and not just because I'm fucking gay. It's a good ass fucking underrated film. It is comedic gold. It is
I'm
solid.
gonna have to watch it.
Well, it's the same one.
Sacrificing virgins. You know, it's a fucking classic.
Dylan,
My
Get out.
kind of movie, baby.
Yeah.
Get out, Dylan.
Get rid of them all.
Turns out she's not a virgin. The irony.
We need virgins for sacrifice fuel.
Spoiler
That's the
alert.
only reason why we need virgins.
Pretty much.
Sacrificial
Other than that, you're
reasons.
useless. Get out
I
of
mean,
my
you
fucking
know me.
face.
Then I took it back to Teeth.
Yes.
Oh,
The
Super,
Dante.
super fucking underrated.
I fucking
also,
love that movie.
Such a good fucking
Straight up.
movie.
it's so fucked up.
I got an idea, by the way. I got to get my wisdom teeth out soon.
Oh, yeah?
So set it up to where I can call in. I'm going to call in under the drugs of after getting my teeth taken out, and I'm going to try and explain the plot of that movie.
Of teeth?
Dude, that's
It'll be a bonus episode.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a bonus
yeah.
episode for
Bonus
sure.
episode for sure. That's happening.
That's like a feminist power movement, though.
Oh, yeah.
movie's
That
fucking
movie is
badass.
fantastic.
As a kid, I was
Charles like Darwinism, man.
I was
You
gonna be a
gotta
virgin
adapt.
for the rest of my life.
Well,
And in some ways, you kind of wish it was real.
I mean, to go with the theme of sex trafficking, yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
not wrong. It Follows.
Okay. We haven't
Yeah.
talked about that on the show
I got
yet.
three
haven't?
words. Just 3 words.
3 words.
Sexually transmitted demons.
Yes.
The real STDs.
The real fucking
the real
STDs.
STD of this
That's
world.
the real scary shit.
Which Rob Zombie song is that? Because that's what it sounds like.
More like Marilyn Manson, but okay.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Well, they're both on tour right now, so you know.
Are they
be
both
either
coming
or.
here or just Marilyn Manson?
Well, they might be announcing that
It's a
after
surprise.
today. They played Atlanta yesterday. And that was the closest they were coming.
Okay.
So maybe they might announce it after. If it's just Marilyn Manson, I'll take a whole.
I mean, yes, but if Rob Zombie's coming, I'll
On
probably
Halloween.
come to that.
No,
That
I'm
show is
going.
on
I already got my
Halloween.
ticket. I bought my ticket the day of.
Good shit.
But yeah, we haven't talked about It Follows. Great fucking movie. We
Very good.
really need to discuss that movie on the show.
Yeah,
You-
Disaster
I do
Piece
love
did
that
that
movie.
soundtrack, and it was gold.
That whole movie is gold.
And then I think you guys actually talked about the last one, The Witch.
We did talk about The Witch. That was a
Also-
long time ago.
Yeah, underrated. I feel
Severely
like people that don't
underrated.
understand horror think it's a bad film.
I
They're
went with
fucking
people.
wrong and
I went with
stupid.
people who didn't understand horror, and they thought it was boring.
That
I
movie
said-
made a resurgence after it already played through theaters. It went through theaters once, didn't do really good in box office, and then it came back into theaters for special showings and blew the fuck up.
Hype Train took a little while to leave the station.
Exactly.
but-
I
And
didn't
that
know
ending, so satisfying.
So good.
His next movie is going to be a black and white film set at a lighthouse
Ooh.
in the Scandinavian region-esque.
Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe are in it, which I mean,
Yeah, they are.
which I
Well,
love
I
both.
am
Yeah,
and
he-
then the
Dafoe.
girl from The Witch is in it.
yeah, but he's not shooting it on digital film. He's doing actual.
He's doing
35
actually.
millimeter.
Yep. So that one's going to be a pretty fucking. That's going to be a good watch.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
very
wait for
excited.
They got my vote.
that. Oh, it didn't need your vote, George.
Nobody cares
The,
about your
the
fucking
gods
vote.
just said, "Let it happen."
Why does everyone shit on my life?
Let's just have her set a pat forever. I need someone else to shit on
Hey.
George besides me.
It'd be less smelly.
Very true. Very true.
So that's my top 5. I could have went elsewhere, but I figured that was a good.
That was a good
list.
list.
That's a good list.
That was a good list.
That was a very
I
good.
tried to
Um,
mix it up, older, newer, because originally I went through and I was like, I got to break it down by slasher, by gore. And
Oh, yeah.
Like I was like, I can't fucking do it.
There's so much
I
within
could
the horror
easily put
world.
5 within each subgenre, maybe.
Yeah. You can go the slasher route. You can go body horror, gore, monsters.
That weird thing the French people do.
The weird thing the French people do because they do some weird
Could
shit.
you narrow
I
that
mean,
down? Because they do a
foreign.
lot of weird shit.
Foreign, we could go by decade. Like
Oh,
normally
yeah.
I become this horror elitist. I'm like, well, what do you mean? What's my favorite horror film?
Exactly.
What are we
It's
talking?
hard, and it
Let's break it
switches.
down.
It
really
always
does.
switches.
Literally.
That's the fun
It
thing is
depends
that
on
it
the mood.
always switches, and it always depends on the mood that you're in as well.
Exactly.
The fun thing is I gave you some time because if it was Patrick,
Yeah,
he would have
no.
told you 30 minutes before the show.
I was not ready.
The first time I ever did this podcast, he told me while I was driving to the podcast from St. Augustine. He goes, "Oh, by the way, can you tell us your top 5 favorite horror movies? Thanks a lot. Bye bye." And I was like, "What the?"
And then he
fuck?
doesn't respond. What do you mean top 5? I'm driving.
What?
This takes 5
Drives
years
his
of
car into a
research.
ditch. He said,
Well, I'm a garbage human. Probably waited till 30 minutes before the show started
That's
because I
fine.
couldn't fucking figure it out.
Whenever I
So-
think of like female-fronted horror movies, I think of like The Descent's always my first go-to.
Always.
"Great movie."
Martyrs. That's what I wanted to put in
yeah.
there too, but I was like, that's hard.
And
Hush
then-
is a really another good
Hush is a
strong
good
female.
one. The Village.
The Village.
A blind woman just kicks ass
The whole time.
the whole time.
Also,
time.
The Strangers. I mean, she is the main part of
Strangers.
that whole movie.
I actually just watched that last night.
It's on
Was-
Netflix.
that
Yep, I
movie
watched it last
Audition. Is that the movie I'm thinking of?
That is.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Audition. It's a powerful female, but in the opposite direction.
Opposite.
In
Yep.
the somewhat cloudy area, antagonist. You know, depending on your opinions. Of
We'll
who
do
will-
another.
Wow.
We did a
J horror. You should do a whole J horror
Oh
theme.
yeah, we did a few Women of Horror show. Fucking, I think our first year of ever doing the show, and I know it's something that a lot of people want us to go back to. So we'll eventually make.
Oh, we can definitely touch
We'll
back
go
on.
back and probably make it a whole month, and we'll talk about the
Breast
iconic
Cancer
women.
Awareness Month. Just saying. I
Ride
love
that
boobies.
train.
That did
ride
come
the
to-
booby train.
That did come into my brain. I'm
Train
not
to
kidding you.
Busan.
Because if you heard the episode last week, I do enjoy a good theme.
He
You do.
does.
You do.
I do.
And there's a
enjoy a
good
good
theme for
theme.
this week's show.
Yeah,
There is.
there
yeah.
really is. We
Oh.
came up with this idea
Oh.
on the spot.
We did. Actually, I think I
I think it was George.
Well, I mean, I may or may not have mentioned the movie. But
Yeah,
it's
you did
fine.
mention the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, we were at the bar and we said, "Well, this will be good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
So
need
there's
some for
a
next
cool
week anyway.
theme, but before we get into that, a quick shout out, quick news about the show before we get into the horror world of news. We are doing a pre-order of shirts. You can find those shirts at www.horrorjunkiespodcast.bigcartel.com. It's the longest URL in your entire life.
Virgins, do not pre-order this shirt because you will get laid.
If you wear this shirt.
So
Saying
if you
if
don't
you
want
remain a
that,
virgin.
don't buy these shirts.
So check it out, guys. They're cool as shit. The artwork is done by our buddy Patrick Sparrow from This Might Sound Crazy. So check them out, and I'll post that link in the show notes for you, so you can just click it, and it'll just take you right there.
How much are they?
Those shirts are going to cost you about $15.
That's so cheap.
So cheap.
About or like
$15.
exactly?
Exactly. Well, about because they're shipping, and the shipping is cursed. It's $6.66 because Satan.
Because why
Hoorah.
not?
Because why not? Someone bought a shirt and they tagged it in their stories like, this order will be cursed because of the shipping price.
Yes.
I mean, you would want your shirts to be traveling at the speed of the devil to
Exactly.
get to you. So.
Exactly. So yeah, pick one up, guys. There's other cool stuff on this shop as well. There's prints, stickers. So there's something for everyone.
Get your swag.
But that's all the show news.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pat, where's the news?
We have things in play that we'll announce when they come into a little bit closer.
The cauldron is brewing.
The cauldron is brewing, as we should say.
Yes.
But let's get into the fucking world of horror news. Patrick isn't here, so we're going to all take over his segment. What should we
snap.
discuss first today, guys?
We have so many notes.
How about
and
the
Pat
first
would hate
thing?
this.
How about the first thing on the show notes, Mike?
Somewhere right now, Patrick is upset because there's more than 5 pages.
He can somehow tell the thickness.
They're being too organized.
I guess we'll jump into it. One thing that's really destroying the subscription TV show world, Hulu, Castle Rock, is just destroying everyone's brain because we still have no idea what the fuck's going on in that
Dude,
show.
there's 6 episodes,
fine.
and there's
Yeah,
I
because
still don't know
the
what's
6th
going on.
episode dropped today.
Which I already watched. I watched it at midnight.
Was it great?
I got off. I was playing Fortnite with everyone. And I said, "See ya, jerks," and I signed off and watched it. I had to watch
Nice.
it.
I love that they're releasing an episode
and I
every
was
week.
by myself for the rest of the night.
But if you guys are enjoying Castle Rock, good news. Got greenlit for season 2. So
Good.
ooh, God.
Halfway through the season, it already got
halfway through the
greenlit.
season, already greenlit for season 2, which I mean
That's how you
usually
know it's good.
happens.
So watch it.
There's something about this though. It's gonna be a different approach. It's not gonna continue season 1's story because we have been told that Castle Rock is an anthology series. So who knows what the fuck they're gonna be conjuring up for season 2 of Castle Rock. And to think that this season's at episode 6 and there's 4 more episodes left, like, is kind of mind, because especially with where I watched episode 5, like I'm like, there's no way they can finish this in 5 more episodes. There's just no way.
This show is the definition of a visual carrot on a stick. You just keep thinking you're gonna get that carrot, and they're like, whoop, next week.
Next week.
Maybe next week. Who knows?
Maybe. So the co-creator Sam Shaw at Comic-Con, he said that his plans were always to approach each season as an unwritten Stephen King novel, which is terrifying.
In itself.
The
in itself.
possibilities are endless.
It's just, there's just so much that they can go into. So who the fuck knows what realm they're going to go into when it comes to Stephen King? Because there's a lot of Stephen King movies that haven't been made, or books that haven't been made into movies that they really can deep dive into. And I heard that on episode 6, the kid from It is in it. One of the kids from It is actually in the newest episode of Castle Rock.
Spoiler alert.
It's
Oh,
not a spoiler.
wow.
It's literally, it was like news. It's
Well-
not gonna ruin the episode for you.
Well,
The-
now I'm
But
not sure.
Mike,
really?
Mike is in the episode.
Oh wow.
Way
I
to
don't
go,
know
Doug.
where or how he plays into it, but apparently Mike is in this newest episode.
That's what you get for watching it at midnight.
Half asleep.
The Scream TV series, don't they have their 3rd season coming out? And
No,
it's
it got
gonna be-
canceled.
It did?
Wait, what?
When did that happen?
A while ago, because Scream was owned by the Harvey Weinstein Company, I think. And then whoever bought it out kind of didn't want to do Scream 3 anymore, which I'm really upset because Scream 3 was supposed to pick up on a
LL
different...
Cool J, like a whole different.
All right,
thing.
and they were going back to the original mask.
How
Yeah.
come perverts ruin everything?
Everybody get your
Honestly.
pitchforks. We're rioting.
Yeah, literally. Let's just go fucking kill the
Set things on
motherfucker.
fire for no reason.
I'm hoping it will get picked up by the production company that owns it now because, like, I love the Scream TV series. I thought it was perfect.
It was so good.
It was a great tribute to
the horror genre.
The
horror
series.
genre and to original Scream. Like,
Yeah.
it made you guess who was the killer. You always, like, the mask was cool. Everyone was talking shit about the mask. I thought it was a cool, creepy mask. That's just my opinion.
We can agree to disagree.
But I always
Oh,
loved
God,
the
here we
original
go.
Ghostface
the OG,
mask.
yeah, the OG mask is always the cool one.
It was still good.
But we'll see. Maybe we'll get more news that it'll get picked up and the world will actually get season 3.
How many virgins we got to sacrifice to get this shit back?
1.5.
I'll do math. Trust me.
I'll do the math. There's a calculator
I got
online.
I got an equation.
69, square root of 8.
There's a formula for that.
Square root of 420.
I don't know.
The next bit of news. Jordan Peele talks Twilight Zone revival, a show that I think is needed right now.
Damn right.
And boy, is he right.
Oh man, if this happens,
I think it will. I think Jordan Peele. I think his wish is his command at this point.
Dude, he is on a roll.
I went and saw Black Klansman the other day, and it was fucking awesome. And I think he like co-directed or produced something with Spike Lee. He was involved in it.
yeah.
Man, that movie was fucking awesome.
I love Jordan. Like it's funny because like, you think of Jordan Peele and you just think of Key and Peele, and then you look at like his directorial.
Is it Peele or Peele?
Peele, sorry.
Oh,
Sometimes I like to fuck shit up.
who doesn't?
Yeah.
Somebody
But
say
like
fuck
when you look
shit
at his
up.
director debut with fucking Get Out, like could you imagine what he could do with a Twilight series? Like, ooh,
Yeah,
it'd be crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I heard he wanted to do like a version of a live action Akira movie.
Whoa.
Dude's a nerd.
Yeah,
all
he's
right?
such a nerd.
Dude's a nerd in a good way. You know,
In a
the
good way
best
for us.
In the
a
best
good
way for us.
In the best
Yeah,
way
there you
possible.
go.
I mean, he wants to dip his toes into all this different stuff, and he said, I think that when he says it's the show we need right now,
Yeah.
I think he wants to do not necessarily what Black Mirror is doing, but I think he wants to do a more socially conscious version of Twilight Zone, but introduce, instead of technological aspects of Black Mirror, something more paranormal.
Yeah.
But I mean, with Twilight Zone, you had everything from like, I would say my favorite Twilight Zone episode is The Howling Man, where the guy kidnaps the devil and puts him in the cage.
Okay, yes, yeah, I know what
Because
you're
he
talking
was
about.
in the closet.
Huh?
Yeah, and like
Kidnaps the devil and puts him in a cage.
and they yeah
Don't say.
yeah no what's that like? What's that like? Oh, I see what you're saying there.
Okay,
But no,
hopefully
I
you
mean,
guys caught that.
They do
one.
everything from like end of the world, aliens, ghosts,
Yeah, they really do.
demons. I mean, they do everything.
Well, I mean, it's the Twilight Zone, and how can you really can't
Rod Sterling,
like
Sterling.
so cool.
you can't establish what a Twilight Zone is. It could literally be anything and everything.
The simulation
Exactly.
we're living in currently.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This
from-
world is
We are in
Twilight
the
Zone.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah, dude,
Plot
from
twist.
1959
I think a lot of
1964.
good could be done.
Good could
from
be
that.
good for sure.
Good to be. And the production started. It's supposed to be starting this year,
Good
later this
could be
year.
dude.
Good to be do. So look forward out to that. I mean, you may get more. There could be more coming out with production starting at the end of the year. We'll definitely start seeing more pictures of production and stuff like that. So look out for that one. Tell us what you think. Should you think Twilight Zone should make a comeback, or should it just stay the way it should? They should film it in black and white. Just keep it OG.
Oh,
Dude,
Black
that'd be
and
sick.
white.
Dude, I'm sure they'll do
It's
one
not
black and white
corny.
episode
There's like
for
this
sure.
thing about black and white film being corny. Like, oh, you just did it.
No,
like,
dude. What was it? Eyes of Their Mother or whatever?
Eyes of My Mother was black and white, and
Dude.
it worked for that film.
That
dude,
film
Bill
was sick.
Bill Burr did a fucking stand-up special in black and white, and it was great.
Black and white just works. It just, I don't know. It's something
Yeah.
about it. It's not corny. It definitely works and adds something to depth of the film.
Yeah,
As long as it's done properly. It's
Exactly.
like
It has to
footage.
be
It's
filmed.
like found footage. Same shit.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it right.
But something I'm really stoked for.
What is that, George?
Hulu's Anthology horror series Into the Dark premieres October 5th.
You know, I have no understanding what this show is.
Doesn't matter. Anthology horror series.
I mean, it looks cool. Like the picture that they were
It is-
showing online was like
It's
almost like,
Blumhouse produced
well,
12-part anthology series.
we'll see.
Doesn't mean it can't flop. I
Yeah,
mean,
because Blumhouse does have some pretty bad
yeah,
movies.
It's a big spectrum.
Let's not. Yeah, like there's shit, and then there's Get Out.
Yeah.
Okay, like
They have
they have a really good medium.
details on the first two episodes, with the first being directed by Paul Davis, the filmmaker behind Beware the Moon and An American Werewolf in London.
Remembering American Werewolf in London,
Yeah,
the
it's one
original
thing.
director of American Werewolf is dead.
No, it's not.
Shh,
He lives as a ghost.
okay, all right, George.
He's alive in our
Fucking
hearts.
learn, nerd. I could be wrong too. You actually could be kicking still. Who knows?
I don't know.
But yeah, they got 2 episodes. They got the trailer should be coming out soon. The second episode is called Flesh and Blood, and apparently it's going to premiere November. What is that? November 2nd of 2018. So that means that the first episode should be coming out fairly soon. If
October
episode
5th.
2 is going to be released in November, I'm assuming something will drop in September. But I
You
could
mean
be
October 5th?
Yeah, it starts October 5th.
It's okay.
You
Time's
are
a
right
man-made
that
construct.
October comes before November.
Yeah.
almost all the time.
Almost
So it's
Usually.
about 365 times Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry.
The
Just
first
lost
episode
it.
is called
Yeah.
The Body.
The
A
Body.
sophisticated hitman with a cynical view on modern society finds his work made more difficult when he has to transport a body on Halloween night, but everyone
Patrick
is
Bateman.
enamored by what they think is his killer costume.
That's a whole shit. What's the name of that movie? There's a whole film.
There's
with
a whole
that
film
plot
like
line. And there's that.
Terrorizer. Isn't it Terrorizer with Art the Clown?
No, that's
No.
Terrifier. First of
Terrifier.
all, don't even get
Ugh.
me started. That is my favorite horror
Oh.
film this year.
Triggered.
Super triggered. No, but
Send me a link to that movie, Mike. I want to see it now.
I will.
I
Also,
own it.
guys, I
you do?
misspoke.
Yeah.
American
see it.
Werewolf in London director. He's still alive. I
Aha.
fact checked myself.
That's what you get for trying to shit on my life.
No, he's definitely like dragging his body throughout the whole city, and people think it's just part of his costume in this film that I cannot remember the name of. It was actually pretty good.
Is it drag his body through the streets on Halloween?
No,
No.
The sequel?
I think it's Jorge's a bitch.
Damn.
I watch that movie
I got nothing
every
for it.
day.
Every
Take me
day.
home, Mike. I'm done.
One movie, I don't know if you guys ever watched it. It's a foreign film, Korean film, Train to Busan. You guys ever seen it?
So-
I
One
have
of the best
seen-
zombie
I have
films?
seen the trailers for it on Netflix, and it looks intense, but I haven't watched
It's
it.
been
you-
sitting on my watch list for months.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both of you are nerds, and you both need to watch it because it's probably one of the best
Hey,
zombie movies
it
that have
ma-
come out in a very
that's
long
what I-
time.
It
For
made
sure.
it onto my watch
100%.
list. All right, it's there.
I
you
actually
didn't
watched
watch
it at
it.
the Enzion when it like first
Ooh.
premiered. Yeah,
I mean, I watched mine on Netflix, but I do remember when the India brought it to screen.
Actually, I think I
They
started it and fell asleep.
dude, I'm super stoked for October and the Enzion. They have a bunch of good shit planned again.
Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, crazy, like rage, almost inflicted zombie. Like they're zombies, but they're super fucking fast. Think of World War Z,
Did they have
but
a
just
train
done so much better and actually
I
terrifying.
like that movie.
I wonder if they have a scene on a train.
I just didn't really care for it that much.
I wasn't really big into zombie films before this film, other than like Romero. We
Yeah,
love
I
a good
mean,
Romero.
well, the thing is, like, some zombie movies are
I feel like they're usually like
they're
the same
usually
shit. Different
yeah,
toilet.
it's literally the same thing, no matter how
It's like
how much of a twist you want to throw on it.
Low budget, bad acting.
Now, what I love for is bloody, gory zombie movies. If you're not putting that into your zombie film, why are you even trying?
28
Yeah, they
days
should be
later.
as visceral as possible.
They should be. It's the zombies are flesh eating.
I mean, even
beings.
Walking Dead does that somewhat well sometimes.
Yeah,
Even
Well,
though
they
it's a
did.
show, I
Sometimes.
don't watch that show, but
It
like,
started great.
I don't watch
Yeah.
that show, but you know, they I heard they do some things like that.
Well, I don't watch it anymore, but I've seen it.
I may
I've seen-
have
I've
seen
seen-
a thing or two on the walk.
All I'm going to say about that
He
show
watches every
is
week.
we have yet to do an episode on The Walking Dead, and there's a reason for that.
Can we do like seasons 1 through like 3?
No. I'm only going to say this one quick thing about that show. When your lead actor leaves, call it the ropes.
Stop.
It's done. You
How
can't do it
You're
anymore.
not wrong.
How did they know to stop with Breaking Bad and not this?
Because they could have kept Breaking Bad going for a long. All you do is keep
You know what?
inputting new villains.
Yeah.
New
It
villain,
was
new
great.
villain, new villain. With this one, Abraham is leaving. Well, the actor Abraham, not his name, but his character is leaving. Like he's the only one to care for, and you killed Carl. So, where is the storyline?
Which I didn't know that happened, and I do not care. That's how much I care about this show.
A lot of like really OG, true to the book Walking Dead fans were pissed because
Yeah.
Carl does play a very crucial part in the comic book series later on in life. And now that he's dead, which is understandable, the kid wants to go to college. I'm not mad at him.
Hey, nerd.
Hey, I'm not mad at him, but god damn it, find a lookalike.
If you ever want to get Mike
He
real
wants-
sweaty, start
He
talking about the
wants to
Walking
go to
Dead.
college.
Yeah, I think he was like wanting to go to school, and that the filming schedule plus going to college was going to just be too much.
So you're
Whatever.
saying he's a virgin?
Sounds about right.
Sounds
to
about
me.
right. Sounds
All right,
about.
listen here, Autumn. I think you're on to something.
My radar's going off.
But yeah, that's a little bit of the news, man. There's not that much news this week.
Halloween
oh,
Horror Nights
shit.
just released.
I forgot. I didn't write that on
You
here
literally
because
said-
I was like, we don't need to because we'll talk about it.
Psych.
What did we almost do?
Psych.
What did we almost
Um,
do? Forget it.
Halloween Horror Nights. I think we got our last 2 haunted houses this year, right?
And they're good ones.
Very good one.
I think it's the last 2. I think we got the last 2. I think we're at
I think
10.
there's one more. There was the vegan one from last week. There's
The vegan one from last week.
Yeah.
And then they released 2 this week. So I think we're done because opening week is a couple of weeks from now. I mean, there could.
It's actually exactly 1 month. Just saying. I'm not counting down.
Okay.
I'm not looking forward to it.
I don't have a countdown on my phone.
It's on
You
the
don't have
15th
countdown
of
on your phone,
September
or
for real.
Yeah, dude, they keep pushing it like
Yeah.
sooner and sooner. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the longer, more and more and more capitalizing. Yeah,
Wow.
They're gonna start it
capitalism.
in August soon.
So I haven't kept
Year-round.
count. We could be at 9. We could be at 10. Don't crucify us, y'all.
Or do.
but
Or do. Sounds hot.
It does. They showed it. They did that
saw
in
that
the new
kinky
Behemoth
shit.
music video, and it looks fun.
Oh yeah.
Behemoth.
But the first one, Poltergeist. That was the first house they released.
Poultry guys.
Rip.
Not Poltergeist. Shut up,
Poultry.
George.
Another vegan
If
haunted
the vegans
house.
get a house,
The vegans are taking over. Goddamn
Poultry
it!
Poultry
guys.
guys.
if the vegans get a house, everybody else should get one too.
Fucking serial killers.
Oh God.
Now I didn't see.
I gotta go, guys.
I didn't see the commercial for this one. Or what is it? It's not the Sam Rockwell one, is it? The recent one?
No. It's the
original one.
so
Hooper.
the way they filmed it or their like video is literally just a TV screen, and they start zooming in on it. And it's the static, and it fades in saying they're here, and that's how they announce the Poltergeist house. Like they're here. So they're going with the original Poltergeist, which I think this could be a fun house.
Super fun.
This could be a lot.
I wonder
of
if it's
fun.
gonna be one of those like. I wonder if it's gonna be the 3D one this year, where like they got all the strobes and the. Weird
No,
lights.
I don't think they'll make this house 3D. I don't think they're doing any 3D houses this year. They usually announce when they're 3D.
Yeah, the 3D doesn't really do anything.
You know, I mean, they
I hate
do.
'em.
They're cool because they're
hate 'em.
colorful.
But you wear glasses. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
You also
know.
wear
I hate
glasses. So
You
fuck
have, you have a thing.
Yeah.
It's either I wear glasses and I look stupid with double glasses, or I take off my glasses and I run into everything because I can't see shit.
But yeah, I don't think it's 3D. I don't think they're doing any 3D this year. I think they got a really negative feedback on 3D.
Yeah.
And they just stopped doing it.
Right,
And there's no
so.
Blumhouse house this year, which is so great. There's no more Walking Dead. Remember
it a
they did
rest.
Walking Dead every year?
Dude, it was like 4 years.
Like, stop.
Stranger Things is about to be the new Walking Dead.
That's
house,
fine.
Though.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
fine.
what?
I'm okay with it.
Maybe.
Are you?
Are
Yes.
you? No,
I just said
I
it.
hate when they do the same thing. I hate when I can guess what they're going to do. I like to be...
Well, the cool thing about The
like,
Walking
surprised.
Dead, even though like Walking Dead gets shit on, is like every
The
year
house
it
is
was
more
like
scary.
a different season, so it was like cool because you were like, oh wow, this is I saw this last season. Whoa!
I saw it on TV. I don't see it in real life. It's not scary. But yeah, anything you're looking forward to? Hope they do in the Poltergeist house.
I don't know how they're gonna recreate the clown.
If they do that, that'd be terrifying.
See, listen, that movie wasn't that movie rated PG? That was before the PG-13.
No, it
shit.
was. What?
Oh.
No,
I
no,
thought-
no. Hold
I
on,
thought
hold
Poltergeist
on.
was rated PG.
Hold on now. Is it?
I think
don't
so.
Pull out your phones, nerds.
Bro, the virgins are about to come back and attack you.
That movie is rated PG. Holy shit. It actually is PG.
I am the new host of this show.
I know everything.
Silence, virgins. I am the host. We will talk about things I want.
And I think it's PG because there's no killing or anything in it.
But that's just like, oh, I can take my little child to see this because it's PG, and then next thing you know, it's just like, no, absolutely.
That's
not.
funny. I
That's
did
so
not.
off brand for Hooper too.
Yeah, PG. I mean, they don't rate the films. The what's it called does, but that's still funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Who
I'm saying,
watched that? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's fuck with some kids. PG.
I just Mo Bamba Rookie of the Year blocked you fools.
Oh God, here we. I don't even know what that means.
Of course you don't.
There you go, saying
Um,
that
I'm the only nerdy jock on this show.
Excuse you.
You don't.
I'm like half Biff and half nerd.
Oh God, Revenge of the Nerds reference.
All virgin.
All 100% virgin.
100%.
No,
Virgin.
Biff is from Back to the Future,
Mike.
But you
Nerd.
said half and half. Yeah, so you're 100%.
but also half
virgin.
nerd. But nerd is not necessarily. Oh, you know what? Whatever.
Hey, we're going on a little thing here. And
Moving
okay,
on.
but they did do when they did the
Just kidding.
Krampus house. They did that clown Jack in the Box thing really well. So
They did.
I'm sure they'll do something crazy with that clown because that was a big staple part of that movie was the clown.
Yeah, for a lot of people, that was like their scarring moment of that movie.
Yeah.
That's most clown movies.
Well, yeah, yeah. My wife hates clown
You've seen
movies.
Hell House LLC? Those clowns.
Not yet,
fuck
but they
me
have a
up.
sequel coming out.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Ooh, you gotta watch it.
I think I'm over the clown thing. I think the clown thing's been overplayed
This
to where
isn't like it's not just clown. Just watch it. Come
What's
back
it called?
to me. Hell House LLC.
It's on. Is it on Netflix?
I believe it is. That's where I watched
Should
it.
be
listen,
on
guys.
Netflix,
I
yeah.
just
It's
found
like a found footage documentary.
Yeah.
I
and
know what
it's
I'm doing
good.
tonight.
I just found out that I can
Me and my kitty
airstream
got a date.
links to movies from my phone to my Apple TV. Send me everything because it's
Dylan's
on
living in
now.
the future right
Look,
now.
it-
Okay,
look,
guys.
Look, if it's free,
He's had an Apple TV for 6 months, but just realized what it does.
if it's free, it's for me.
Yeah.
All right, 100,000%. I only use that thing to like stream music off my Apple
Yeah.
thing
It's
or
okay.
whatever.
But the next
My Apple
house
thing.
that I'm pretty excited for, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Yo.
Super
Yes.
excited. It's not a
Yo.
Blumhouse house.
It's not a Blumhouse house. I kind of guessed they were going to do a Michael Myers house just because Halloween comes out in October. And it's
They
like,
had to.
why would they not capitalize on that?
When did we get an H2O house?
Actually,
Shut up. Shut
No,
up.
I want a resurrection once at the end of the haunted house. Someone that's dressed like Busta Rhymes can go trick or treat, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, they did Ash vs. Evil Dead, and they had the guys with the
Dude,
chainsaw saying,
that
"Welcome to
house was
Jacksonville." Like,
Yeah, Jacksonville shout out. Duval, Ash versus
Jesus
Evil Dead
Christ.
shout out.
Dude, that house was fun though.
That was a fun house.
It was
for
a
sure.
fun
I
house.
did not enjoy that house.
I did it once, and I was like, oh, I don't have to do
Unfortunately.
it again, but it was fun.
Nope, didn't enjoy it. I thought, yeah, love the show, love the franchise. Not a good haunted house. Sorry, wasn't good.
I just think, I don't know.
It's okay to have fun every once in a while, Mike.
I had
It's
fun
okay to have
at
fun.
all the other houses except for that one. So fuck you.
Didn't they do a house not too long ago that was like all three, like the first 3 Halloweens in one house?
They,
I remember they did.
Yes.
They did Halloween 3.
It was
in one
just
house.
Michael Myers, I think.
I think it was Michael Myers, and they
not
just- they
Halloween.
Yeah,
referenced
because they had the
all of
little
them.
kids running around going
there
trick or
was an
treat.
H2O reference in
Yeah.
the house. Yeah, for sure.
So that was done a while ago. Because I was like, wow, they skipped 3,
Yeah,
which I don't mind 3.
I don't
That
know.
was when they were going for the anthology thing, like
Yeah.
the Halloween universe type shit.
when it was the cool thing to do, and they
Yeah.
failed it.
Yeah,
They failed.
maybe that'll start coming back because like Castle Rock, they'll start doing more like
Castle
anthology
Rock
horrors.
and a lot of anthology is becoming a really big thing.
They're doing that with
lately.
American Horror
Conjuring.
Story.
They're doing that with Conjuring. I feel like they're setting up a Nun thing, an Annabelle thing, the Conjuring thing. I saw a thing today on Facebook. There was a article that said the Nun is receiving flack because the trailer's too scary. I'm like, to who?
Oh, and you know what scene it is? It's
the
the scene where she's
13-year-olds?
walking down. They literally took it off YouTube. It's the scene where she's walking down the corridor and there's that nun behind her, and she turns around and sees it, but then turns back and there's that hallway, and the nun runs at her and hits her, like pushes her against the wall. That's the scene that's too scary.
Look
No,
here,
it's a Red Band trailer.
Look here, James Wan or whoever directed this movie. We're up to your tricks.
Yeah,
First, you say there was a ghost happening during your filming,
yeah.
which you can't prove. And then, other than saying something spooky happened,
Yeah.
And then now you're saying you removed the clip yourself and said people said it was too scary, and you're like, who said that? And they're like, people.
Some people
Yeah,
said it.
People said it once. So
Once.
like, I don't buy
But one
this.
person said
I don't
Yeah.
buy this crap.
My wife
That
said
is
it was
we'll see
too
what happens.
scary, so I had
Terrifying.
to turn it down.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to the Nun. Will I think it'd be as scary as they're saying? No,
No.
the movies are never are.
Annabelle surprised me. The first one. It
The
surprised me.
second one was way better.
I watched it by myself, and there were some scenes where I was just like, ugh.
I mean, everybody was
Bagul.
saying Veronica was like the scariest horror film.
I
of
still
Oh
all
my
haven't
god!
seen it.
Clickbait, clickbait,
Are you
so
kidding
bad. Me and my wife watched it, and it was not that
I
scary.
I
No,
saw
it was
that,
it
yeah.
was a beautifully done film,
Does
but
that-
definitely
was it
not very
It was a
terrifying.
Spanish film.
Spaniard?
Yeah, same dude that did the Rec films.
Yeah, REC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
So I think that's good. I think we should move on.
I've ranted about useless things enough.
Enough,
We-
and
we-
let's
we
get
do
into
have a show to do, right?
Let's get into the meat and potatoes. So, what is the theme for tonight, guys?
Well, there's
Autumn.
Yeah,
Autumn is the theme.
Autumn. What do you do in your spare time?
What are your hobbies?
Not everything now.
Let's see.
Some
slaying
things I may not want to-
virgins,
Slaying
Yes.
virgins. Good.
And
That's why she's
preserving animals and insects.
Yes.
Excellent.
Taxidermy, bone articulation, entomology, all that fun shit. Wet preserves.
That's what.
Just all around interesting things.
Can you
that
please
can share
can
with
you
your
please
friends?
tell us what the hell that is?
Which part of it?
All of it.
Wet preserving consists of essentially injecting certain specimens with like ethanol or formalin mixtures and then preserving in like isopropyl.
So can you just buy that
Ice
stuff?
of purple.
You know, at the store. Do you know a person?
Yeah.
I need some.
Yeah.
What if I want dead things on my shelf?
For things.
Then you
For
can buy
things,
them
I
from me.
can't- I can't describe
What?
to you what things I need them for, but I need them for reasons.
We all do.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a shop, a little shop of horrors _ on Instagram.
Yeah, follow
I
them,
just-
and we'll put that in our show notes
You know,
for you.
I'm actually about to redo my whole apartment.
Yeah, we need some dead
so
stuff
I
in our
might
house.
actually hit you up because I need some stuff for my walls.
Yeah, man. I just
Yes,
taxidermied a squirrel ass and I made its butthole gold, so that's pretty
Whoa,
nice.
Whoa.
How much? You can have
Shut
a
up.
gold squirrel butthole in your house.
How much
Yeah.
money? Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, just go ahead and take it. You can take my signed Bruce Campbell poster for the squirrel gold butthole.
Yeah,
Gold
butterflies,
butthole? I'm
scorpions,
in.
frogs, coyote skulls. I do like bone bleaching and all that good shit. So check out the shop.
Do you
Bunch
got
of
the
shit's starting
Beatles
to post.
to clean
What
the
is
skulls?
what
I
is the
do.
shop? What is the
Nice.
shop?
Little shop of horrors _ I also do
Like
things
ho-
like horrors.
Not horror, whores.
Whores. Like, you know,
Whore.
like
Whores.
I'm a whore and Dylan's
Yeah.
a virgin.
My favorite
know.
stuff.
Yes, that.
Listen. There's certain things that people will believe and things they won't believe, and that is under
No,
the latter category. I mean, am I right, guys? Am I right? I mean, not this guy.
Not this guy over here.
Why do you think I do this podcast?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's actually, I saw a lot of horror stuff that I make as well, like magnets and candles and like
I saw
skulls.
glitter skull brush
glitter
holder.
skulls,
Yeah.
makeup brushes.
There's all kinds of
kind
cool
of all
shit.
over the place.
So
yeah.
if you have money after you buy our T-shirt, I guess
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
after you buy
guess
the
you should
t-shirt.
go
I guess you
over
can
to
go
her
buy
shop.
that
then you can,
But-
swag with some candles and some good T-shirts.
Yeah.
We'll buy a
know,
T-shirt
some
first.
Maybe
squirrel
we can
buttholes.
buy some little knickknacks from her and throw them into the bag of goodies sometimes.
Ooh, maybe
Like
a
a random
giveaway?
bag, like a random.
Horror Junkies stink bag where it breaks and it's just formaldehyde and goo and shirts and stuff. No, that actually would be kind of cool. We can
Things that'll
collab
ruin,
some cool stuff.
Sorry, did you want to
things
wear
that'll
that
ruin
T-shirt?
your carpet.
But the reason why we have it on the show is because since they do that kind of stuff, and we're talking about the Collector series, a individual who collects people, and not only collects them,
And
does
things.
do crazy weird shit to their bodies that we find out in the second movie. We thought it was fun to have Autumn on the show and kind of talk about what they do in their spare time, collecting things.
Autumn, how far?
And we needed a pat.
Autumn, how far are you from being that?
Yeah,
When will your current obsession not be enough?
and turn to humans.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, every day on Twitter, I kind of think when somebody posts something stupid, I'm like, you'd make a really nice chair.
There it
Like
is.
full
Yeah.
Ed Gein style, like wow.
And I'm
Make that apron out of ears.
I'm sure we know like what general type of people would be in your collection too.
Oh yeah, Vans
Yeah.
X Autumn. It's just fucking bigot skins.
Bigot skins.
Bigot skins.
You go to her house. What's this chair made out of? Never you mind that.
Never-
More Merlot. Like,
We're looking at your Twitter and said you said something about the community, and now you're a part of my chair. So
yeah, she has a list. I'm convinced.
yeah, yes,
I plead the fifth.
yes. All right, so let's fucking get into some movies. Let's talk about the collection.
Collector.
The Collector.
Singular.
Singular.
Collector.
Directed by Marcus Dunstan. Written by Patrick Melton. Released July 31st, 2009.
It got a Rotten score of 30.
It does have a Rotten Tomato score of 30.
Blasphemy.
Bullshit.
Definitely agree.
Who knows things, not people.
And you know who gave it that 30% score? Jake. Because our friend Jake hates this movie
Yeah, the whole time.
with a
I hate this
passion.
movie. You know what? They're
He
great.
would come in out of nowhere on the group chat and be like, oh, just by the way, the Collector is bullshit. And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
Oh, is it? Is it really, Jake?
I mean, are there problems with this movie in certain plots? Of course.
A little bit.
We can discuss them when we will.
We will.
But for overall, this movie, for those of you who don't know, desperate to repay his debt to his ex-wife, and an ex-con plans to heist his new employer's country home, unaware that the second criminal has also targeted the property, and then he has to escape.
And rigged it with the
series of deadly traps.
Oh, yeah.
Deadly.
Can't forget the deadly
Let's
trap.
talk
Not friendly traps.
Marcus
Deadly
Dunstan
traps.
also did Feast.
He did do Feast,
A
which is
highly-
a crazy movie.
One
A
and
highly
two.
entertaining movie.
One
Very
and
good.
two.
Yeah, he
Horror
did
Yeah.
one and two. Yeah. for
The
real.
most shocking part of Feast is when the little thing throat fucks that person. That was the most
Whoa.
intense thing I've ever seen on film.
Whoa.
You guys not remember that scene?
Oh, I do.
Okay, good, because
Actually-
it will never leave my brain.
But both of them did Feast. They were both featured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Patrick
I
and-
think they both work together
A
on a
lot.
lot of their films,
But buddies,
which
for
is
sure.
good because
Good
sometimes
dynamic.
they direct and written both movies, like The Collector and The Collection. So Feast 1 and Feast 2, it's perfect.
As well as Saw.
The
last
tax-
Feast
three.
was
Yeah.
the first two.
The tagline for the movie kind of doesn't give everything away, but the tagline for the movie is "He always takes one,"
I love that tag.
which doesn't. Which,
think that's the coolest
That
part.
gives you a what? Like, ooh, what is that?
Yeah, what does
High
that mean?
five.
By,
What is he
Ooh,
taking?
I am intrigued. I
Yeah.
will watch this.
One of the first things I like, I mean, there are the things I don't like so far, like a general just thing. The CGI bugs, really bad, super bad. And I understand why they were in the movie.
Well, they had a budget of like $6 million,
Uh,
so it's like they,
That's a lot of dollars.
$5 million went to the traps. I'll tell you that much right
Yeah.
now.
which is what I would want the money to go
Yeah.
to. The movie made money.
Yeah, it did.
It made about $1.5 million
Well,
profit.
it was coming out around the year where torture porn-esque movies
Saw.
are still a thing.
Saw.
So Saw,
It was
Hostel.
Actually, it was a proposed prequel to Saw. That's what they
Really?
were
Yeah.
for, and then they changed
Yeah, because it came
yeah.
out. It came out in between like Saw 4 and 5.
Well, actually, I don't. Wait a minute, because the Mark Dunstan and the other guy actually helped work on the later Saw movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
the last
No,
3.
it came out after Saw 6.
Which
So it came out right after Saw 6.
Which you could tell, like in the next movie and the collection, you can
Yeah.
kind of tell. But we're not on that right now.
Well,
No.
you can tell in the Collector too, because when the first trap sets off, when it goes through like all the wires and all the gears and stuff.
That's
that goes
very
through it, I was like,
Saw-esque.
that is
Even
very
the
Saw.
fish hooks, that's
Yep.
one of the Saw traps
Yep.
Yeah.
too.
Think of let's talk about the very beginning of the movie, the opening credits, that fucking sick ass Comic Christ fucking intro, super gothy industrial shit. I'm like, this is what I want my
Was it
horror
Comic
movie.
Christ?
That's the collection.
It's Comic Christ. No, Collector. The first Collector is Comic Christ because it has a Depeche Mode remix in it.
Yep.
The scene where the girl and the guy are making out in the car, they're making out to a Bauhaus song. Bela Lugosi's dead.
Dude, the soundtrack is sick.
I need if the director
The
signed
goth
off
in
on
me
these
was
songs,
hype.
I need to hang out with this dude.
Yeah.
Because that Comic Christ intro was fucking sick, and I was like, shit, yeah.
What do you guys like overall think of this film?
I love them. Like personally, they're fun to watch. Like there are some things here and there that's just like kind of irks the hell out of me, but for the most part, I love watching these movies. Like before this, we even did this. I've watched these movies like almost 10 times.
Yeah, I've seen it like 4 times.
Yeah.
It's
I
torture
love
porn.
them.
It's
They're
my
good.
favorite.
It's
This
my
was-
favorite too.
subgenre.
I agree.
This was my first time watching it,
Was it?
Really?
What was your first?
which is crazy because I have a coworker who doesn't really like horror movies, but he's been telling me for like a long time, maybe since this movie came out, to watch it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, dude, it's insane. You need to watch it." And I finally told him that our show was on this episode. He was like super stoked on it. I thought that
Is he gonna listen?
who knows?
Maybe.
He fucking better.
Who knows? I thought the plot was a tad rushed.
Okay.
Like I need stuff. Your wife's gonna get it. I gotta go get it. And then he goes.
Yeah. It definitely fits
but
that
once you get to the house, hold on to your butts
because
because
you're in for a ride.
it gets real
Dinosaurs.
crazy real quick.
Yeah.
Dude, there's like 30 minutes of silence technically, like no script whatsoever. It's just like
him running around the house
But it's cool
with the collector
like,
chasing
way
him
they
in the
did it.
background.
that you know where everybody is at all times, like this creaky step, like all of that. Like
Yeah.
you can tell that there's like 5 people in this giant house, but you know exactly where everybody is.
That
and,
creaky
like,
second step was utilized very well for like
so
later
well.
tension.
Yep.
Yes.
Certain shots you could tell were like, oh, that's going to be used later. I do like how the house camera shot wise was utilized very well for certain angles. Like when the collector comes up the stairs for the first time and the guy doesn't know who that is.
So he hides.
So he hides, but you see it from an
You're
above
seeing
over
angle.
the shot behind the wall.
Yeah, you can see 3 rooms worth of
shots
who's where.
because you have the camera.
Exactly.
The camera is literally angled on top of the set.
I was about to say the
so
same
you
thing.
can see the collector opens the door, he goes out the other door, and then it's really cool. I really love when they do shots like that.
Yeah, if
It's
someone
really
breaks into your
perfect.
house and you just had security set up, most of the time it's probably that guy.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time.
And that's what I like about this
He didn't even
movie
set it
is
up.
that it's, you know, it's based around a family who's just moved into this country home and they're having all this work done to their house. All these people have access to this house. You have, you know, the handyman, you have people doing carpenter work, you have exterminators, all kinds of stuff. So like you really don't know who's involved, like who actually is in this house.
who is and who isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be anyone.
Everyone's a suspect.
especially
Trust
when-
no one.
And the rereason why he goes back to the house is not only to help his wife, but like
He's there to rob them.
he's here to rob
He's
them,
a thief.
and he's a thief. And they apparently, I guess the guy runs for like a jeweler store of some sort. I don't know if he's
Of
like
some sort, yeah.
or he's like some guy who finds
Isn't it a
jewelry.
broker?
Yeah, I think he's a jewelry broker.
Yeah.
So he has like this fucking hunk of precious
Diamond.
stone,
Ruby. Giant ruby.
giant ruby in his wall safe, and that's the overall goal is to get out of the house to pay off his wife's sharks. That because you know she's dabbling with the devil there. And I wonder what happened to that because like in the second movie, you know, she's back. And it's like, wouldn't those loan sharks kill her?
yeah, wasn't he trying to save her life and never got there?
But then what
Maybe
was
they
the,
were all worried that he was missing, so they all kind of like, you
It
can
was like,
go.
you can go. You're
one
hurt.
thing
like,
I
oh
didn't
my God.
understand was the timeline between the 2 films because
Yes.
like how long was he in the chest before, you know? And then
mean-
she's there, so like did he get the ruby? when
I
he got
don't
out?
think
We
it
don't
was
know.
too long
Yeah.
because of the
Because
news
they-
reports.
They just
Exactly.
reported that he was
Because it
missing.
So I feel like it was like almost like
Yeah.
immediately picking up.
That's one of my problems with the first movie is the timing.
Yep.
So there's a scene in the house when he first walks in because he has to have this money back to the guy
By
who's-
midnight.
By midnight. So he looks at his watch and he's like, "Okay, got some time." It's almost like 30 minutes to midnight or some shit like that. If I can't remember.
No,
off the top-
I don't think it was
No,
that
it was
close.
like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Was it 2 hours?
I think
Yeah,
so.
so like,
Yeah.
like everything that happened in the house kind of happened in real time.
Yeah. It's just that like you lose the sense of time. Like things feel like they're going on forever.
Yeah, you're so used to movie time.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck, what's going on? But there's so much that happens. Like you hear the yelling, and like he kind of like goes, "What the fuck's going on?" And like kind of turns back into the safe, like to crack the code, and then he hears
the moral dilemma. He's like, "Do I go help or do I do this?" I was like, "I need to get out," but he's like, "Oh god, they're screaming."
Because he's just doing what he has to do.
Yeah, and
It's nothing personal.
My wife.
He wasn't.
He didn't want to rob.
He wasn't going to hurt anybody.
He didn't. He didn't even want to rob them.
Yeah,
Especially after he gave him that money because he found out he had a daughter.
Yeah.
So he was definitely conflicted.
Isn't his name Arkin?
Yes,
Arkin.
Can we go ahead and say he's maybe one of the smartest horror movie protagonists to ever exist?
By far.
Maybe the smartest.
Didn't fall for any of that
There
stupid shit.
is not one trope, maybe besides like not finishing him off when he could have.
Oh yeah.
But other than
Like
that,
the whole movie?
he knew what to do, when to do it.
Dude, the mirror scene.
That was sick.
Oh.
That was Jurassic Park all the way right there.
Yep.
That was the Jurassic Park 101.
I was shook. You fucking genius.
Can we talk about the much needed boobage action of this movie?
Oh
Oh my
my
god,
God.
what a nice set of tits.
What wasn't it last week that we talked about dramatic boob pop?
Yeah, and like that was like the epitome of them all.
Literally shirt rip, titties,
And,
you're like,
and then it's just
nice.
there for 15 minutes.
And like nice
Very
tits.
And I was
cool.
like,
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
we
I was
talk about
hoping.
those-
I noticed
Nice.
that. I was like, very nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. I was actually hoping when I first watched this movie that she was gonna get like beheaded, like because like the way the shot was set up, it looked like she was
arched over the table.
She was arched over the table. Like this is gonna be like a perfect. Either she's gonna get that shotgun to the head, or she's gonna get her head chopped off. And I can't wait. If didn't deliver that, it's okay.
But
Delivered
her
something
boyfriend
else.
did get fucked.
Oh,
up.
yeah.
much
While
better.
the collector's over here in the corner going,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's 100% creep. 100%
literally
creep.
looking at it.
Yeah,
titties.
he's,
He literally sits down and goes, "Hold on, are those?"
Yeah, he literally was like, I'm gonna let him fuck and then I'm gonna kill you.
um,
I mean, same.
He's like talking to himself. Hold on,
Actually, wasn't
hold
there,
on,
like-
collector. Hold on.
hold your phone.
There were like
Let's
a
see where this
couple strip
goes.
club cutaways too.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
very
That
beginning, yeah.
Just randomly like nice strip club
But can we
cutaways.
talk about before the booby poppage is like, so they're like making out, right? There's like all this killing and shit going on in this house. They're too busy sucking each other's faces. When they walk into the house, it's like they're taking a step and it's like, swoop away. Just kidding. You didn't step on that wire. Dramatic
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
effect.
And the nails
And then
and the-
pushing into the wall. There's like knives of them, but we're still sucking face and no one cares. Like dramatic pull away from the trap again. You're like, all right, dude, I get it.
And she falls for one of my favorite kill scenes. I will have to say is her kill scene.
Yep.
And we'll talk more about everyone else's kill scene because there are so many great ones. Her kill scene is so he wires some scissors, which is I think is perfect. He's like, I'm gonna let you think you have a weapon, but no. You're gonna get
so hard.
thrown. You're gonna get thrown across the fucking room and impaled on the wall. Like that
projector
is
screen.
While
was
your family movie
Yeah,
fucking plays
your
over your
family-
bloody corpse.
like one of the best fucking kill scenes.
Yeah,
Like,
he was like, this isn't weird enough.
I mean,
No.
he's playing cat and mouse the whole time. Like
Yeah.
he wants to give
Like he
them
could
that
easily
hope.
finish him off like that.
No
but-
problem.
oh
Like,
yeah,
he keeps-
he's ferocious.
Like all the traps that were set up in the house. I mean, when Arkin was like, all right, I got to figure something out. He goes to answer the phone. There's the spike at the end of the
my
ear
God,
part,
that
and it pokes
fucked
his
me
ear.
up.
And then he tries to stick his hand out, and the razor blades are going down on his fingers.
and he's oh my god.
But he's a champ. He's a badass.
But yeah, can we
pro,
talk about this?
dude.
Like this random ass like labor-esque thief by night guy.
I mean, it's the
like,
whole.
endures everything.
It's just self-perseverance,
Oh my
man.
goodness,
Am I
the
gonna submit?
cockroaches?
Yeah. Oh god, no. Am I gonna submit and die, or am I gonna fight until and maybe die or escape? And he definitely was a fighter.
I think that's part of the theme, honestly, is like it makes you put in perspective. Like we're just sitting here being lazy and watching this film and enjoying it
This
while
guy
this
had to
dude's
live through
literally
it.
fighting like
For
for
his-
his life,
yeah.
and we're just like getting enjoyment out of this
He's
horror
doing
film
it for
sitting
his
on our
wife and
fat
kid.
asses.
No, he's not doing it for his wife and kids anymore. He's doing it because like he needs to get the fuck out. like
That's debatable because he keeps fucking going
really
back.
because he got out.
he got
And
out.
What did he do?
Went back for the little girl.
I feel like
Got a
this,
fun bit
this
for
is
you
the
He's got
there.
a god complex.
This is a movie for people who are like, I totally would have done this or I would have done that. You can't say anything because he's like, I know what you were gonna do. I'm gonna do something better.
yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, that's
And only
sick.
that, your killer literally has thought of everything.
Literally
Like,
everything.
He installed like 7 deadbolts and then drilled out the things and had special keys that worked. And,
What an iconic looking guy too.
yeah, I
Dude,
really
his
love
eyes.
like once we get done, I have a whole thing where we can talk about the killer because I love when they make a good serial killer, and I love it when they're not too tropey and they have their own originality. We'll talk about that soon.
So like,
Oh,
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Yeah,
You're the guest.
No,
One of you
first.
go.
Yeah, one of you. Just,
Virgins first.
oh. Okay, so I'll speak here.
Where's
for
the
all
horn?
of us.
Jorge?
The one
I'm
married
going
man
first.
will speak.
I think what was right here we go. I think one of the another fun kill scenes was the husband because that man got eviscerated.
Oh, shit.
He was fucked up.
I love how he goes, "There's a gun in the safe," and the guy goes, "Oh, a safe? Didn't know that was here."
Oh, what's the combination?
What's the combination for the safe that I didn't know was in the house? Like his fingerprints weren't fucking all over it earlier.
Yeah. And he takes the fucking ruby too. Like, which is the fun?
Well,
he's
yeah,
like,
that's what he's there for.
And then
Take
there's no
the-
fucking bullets.
and then of course there's
Hey,
no
two birds
bullets.
with one stone, man. Come on.
Yeah, he's one of those
Alright.
jackasses that thinks he's gonna have enough time to get his gun out of the safe, go get the bullets.
Yeah, why not keep the bullets in the safe?
Because that's illegal.
Well, this movie's not set in Florida.
Like,
You know, there's not a gun under every cabinet.
Now you know, stand your ground.
But I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to stand your ground at this point? I mean, kind of.
kind of.
Hello.
Y'all like to shit on
Um,
Florida, but you would have survived.
I
if
will
he was
shit
in
on Florida for the time of my life.
The collector would not have lasted very long.
No, he would have. As soon as he walked in the house, it would have been grandma, 95 years old, with a cigarette in her fucking mouth, with a 12 gauge pump.
Don't walk in.
You better get out.
He's gonna see an NRA card on the table and go, "Oh fuck, MAGA hats everywhere."
That's the true horror film.
That's the true horror
Fuck,
film.
I'm terrified.
MAGA. You walk into. It's not even like supposed to be a scary movie. You just walk in. There's like 10 MAGA hats. You're like, okay. You shut the door.
right,
Walk away. Walk away briskly. Walk away briskly.
This isn't worth it. It isn't worth it.
So have you guys seen this movie on DVD or Blu-ray before?
Never. Just on Netflix.
yeah.
Just on Netflix.
Yes.
Hulu.
DVD.
It was on
I have the
Hulu.
You
DVD
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in the
So,
house.
have you seen the alternate ending to this movie? Because there is an alternate ending to The Collector.
Wait, which
No.
one's the alternate?
Oh. So, if you haven't watched this movie and you haven't seen the alternate ending, be
Well-
prepared. There's a spoiler. So, when Arkin gets out of the house, he's running away, and he looks back and he ironically sees the little girl banging on the window. In the alternate ending, can you guess what he does?
He leaves.
He flicks her off and leaves.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What,
Yes.
for real?
Yes.
100%.
Because okay, well, listen. I feel like the only reason he did it is because he's a father. And
Yes,
he has
that's
a daughter.
100%.
So his instincts kicked in.
Well, yeah, because at the beginning of the movie, they were like, "Oh,
They're
I have
playing
one the
tea
same
together.
age."
Guess
And you're like,
fuck. Guess what,
His
Jack?
dad's like-
I don't have kids. It's all about number one, baby. I got the stone. I'll be like, I'll send for help.
Yeah. Keep hiding. You've hid so well for
Yeah.
fucking 45 minutes of the
so
film.
much shit happened, and by the time he gets out,
Where
first of
was
all,
she?
how many
Where
ti-
was she?
He was,
Honestly.
he was trying to bang on the fucking door and shit, trying to save the two younger people's lives, but nobody fucking heard him. But he heard this little girl tapping on the fucking window when
From
he's already
outside.
out, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch!"
Those are my problems. It's like the
That is
little
my
things that
problem,
are
too.
like super
he
like
was just compelled to turn around.
convenient,
Yeah,
but then
I'd
again
have-
it's a movie, so what the fuck
I
ever.
just jumped out the window like, I'm out of my element. I'm out of my element. Just would have kept fucking running.
Sayonara, suckers!
I got a deadline, little girl. Sorry. I
Yeah.
will send help.
I mean, she was a little badass though. Like
She
she
was.
was hiding and like getting around and like missing all the traps too. And she was like, what, probably 7?
Like the little
Yeah,
girl
she-
from Aliens.
Yeah, from Aliens, she was badass too. And then the cockroach scene in this
what I was
movie,
gonna get at.
the fish hooks, the cockroach.
We might as well just talk about all the cool things that
All right,
are
so
the fucked
favorite-
up
good.
shit.
Yeah,
There's
that's
so
good.
many.
That's just so many in all the films.
We'll probably
across the
miss
board.
them.
Yeah.
We'll probably miss a couple, but I
There's
mean,
so many.
what about the
Did you guys
fucking-
notice that the jar was empty?
What?
The cockroach jar when he put it back in the
Yes.
bag, it was empty.
I think he dropped him.
Bro,
When he
did
pulled away,
or
yeah.
were they inside Arkin? Because
No,
we were
God,
watching
no
it. We
way.
were watching it. And my wife was like, "The jar's empty. The jar's empty." I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
it's not."
So-
and I
so-
rewind
so I
it,
looked
and I
for
was
that
like,
too.
It may have been a goof.
But like, I think when he
Mm.
like pulled it away, like they all kind of dropped because they were
Yeah.
like pressed against his skin. So when he turned away,
Yeah,
you
but
like
they were
see the jar
tearing
go
into his
down. So,
ass.
I don't
Like
know.
there was the pre-capture parts with all the traps. I mean, the fucking scene with what was that goo all over the floor? It was
The
like
acid?
"It was
Glue.
acid."
It was like some sort. Like,
That's-
the acid glue.
Oh, the
fucking-
the
that-
fish tank
the
in the
queen.
TV scene.
Okay.
Oh my god! I did not tell
And
my
the
wife there
clown
was
on the TV.
animal killing scenes in this movie. If we got to the cat
That-
scene, I was like,
that
"Holy
cat-
shit!"
That poor cat.
that cat was just like, you can't tell me what to do.
Hey,
And
at
then
least Arkin tried, dude. He rips it off the floor and tries to throw it out the window.
And all the
Little did he
fur
know.
and blood and
Guillotine.
flesh is on the acid, and the cat jumps up, and then the cat's like, I'm out of here. And then the window,
Just
Clean cut.
guillotine.
Destroyed.
open shut case. It's
Okay.
over.
So
Yeah.
it's not my favorite kill, but going back to the whole fish tank and the TV thing. So like he thinks they got the collector, but he throws the guy that was in the chest and he fucking electrocutes
Oh,
to
yeah.
die. But can we talk about the fucking goldfish that's just fucking floating right
no
there
one
next
cares
to his
about a
head?
goldfish, George. They're like, they have the attention span
Dude,
of 1
no,
second.
I'm saying I couldn't stop laughing. It's like this
Oh.
fucking dead guy floating in water is like a little fucking goldfish. Just
Also,
floating
he's
around.
wearing like rubber sole boots, so like he wouldn't have been affected by the shock anyways.
Right.
Yeah, his soles were so thick.
Like
That's the
they were
first thing I
literally
thought.
like 4-inch fucking thick soles. Like
Just
he literally thought about this. Like some motherfucker's gonna try to electrocute me. I need them as most
He
resistance to
laced,
electric.
up his Doc Martens and was like, fucking over.
Yeah.
Like,
He
over.
laced up his tried hard boots. Ain't nobody getting away today.
The house explosion. That was pretty
Hard.
fun.
That was pretty good. The fact that he recorded torturing the woman.
Oh my god! And I love how
Right.
that comes into play in the second film too. He
Yep.
does that again and
Yeah.
fucks them up.
I would say my favorite kill it has to be the bear traps.
By far.
That was so
Yeah.
That is
cool.
My
number one.
God.
I feel like this movie is like all the things Saw couldn't do, and they're like,
Okay, but
we can make our own movie, and
But
we're gonna throw
before-
all this
before
crazy
the bear
shit.
traps too. Is like this guy goes through fucking hell. All right, he tries to defend his girlfriend, goes to fucking punch this dude and take a fucking knife to
Oh,
the
yeah.
kneckle.
Oh yeah, that was
Straight
bad.
Oh,
up.
yeah.
That
Then
was a
trips over
rough
the wire,
scene.
gets his fucking fingers cut off,
Oh yeah.
and then falls into the bear
I feel
traps.
like
This
it's
fucking
duly
poor guy.
deserved. I feel like that guy was probably a piece of shit.
He was kind of rapey, so I was
Yeah.
kind of glad. And
He
at
got
first I was like,
fucked up.
are all those bear traps necessary? Like that's
Yes.
a lot. And then I was
Yes,
like,
they
yep,
are.
definitely necessary.
Definitely necessary.
100% needed.
100%.
Yeah,
He
this
needed
Guy
all
loves
those
his
bear.
bear traps.
Yeah.
Bear trap
Where do you
overkill
start?
for sure.
Where do
Dude,
you
that-
start putting them down? Like, you know what I mean?
That fucking knife. to
That's
the
something
knuckle,
that's
was
what pissed
fucking
me off
hard.
about the movie is when the fuck did he get the time to put all that shit in a rig?
So I think what happened is the person who's in the movie. We're not going to accept who he is yet. I feel like once all the other people left, he came back and then just overpowered all of them. And literally, up until Arkin came in, he was like just building
Yeah,
shit.
he probably captured him, then fucking set everything up.
Yeah. It was like, but it's weird because like if he captured them, why set up a house of traps?
But at the same time, I think that's kind of his thing. And the movie kind of does it too. It keeps you kind of trapped. Like the
Kinda.
door's longer. Like it's this whole thing. Like they don't cut out of scenes. I think that's kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
Is like he's just a fucking sadist.
He
Yeah.
sort of wants you to escape.
Yeah, like he wants
He
you.
wants you because he wants you to play with his stuff.
Exactly. That's what she said.
Exactly.
Ha.
Anything else of the collector sort before we jump into the collection?
I love how the
quick?
cop gets there, doesn't call
yes.
him back
Oh my
immediately,
God.
and then the dog does work. And then what's worse than the collector? The collector with a shotgun.
Yeah,
Give him
literally.
range.
Literally.
That sounds
Okay.
great. Well, he can already throw knives.
He can do everything.
I'm like,
That's what I like about him.
What
He's
ninja, what
this is one of
ninja
those-
school did he go to?
Fun fact, actually, in the first movie, Patrick, one of the writers, actually featured as the collector in part of it.
Really?
Yes.
I wonder if it was
There
the
was
shotgun
There
part.
was 3 total people that played in that film.
Yeah,
Huh.
he gets in the house. And
You
I
couldn't tell
wrote
either.
my notes. I said, and now he's using a dog. Keeps getting worse. And then the dog, oh my god, what did he do exactly with the trash can? Like,
Okay,
he lit-
so I never
yeah.
understood
That
that.
was-
So he just put paper in a trash can, set it on fire, and then all of a sudden this dog just burst into fucking flames and died.
I mean, like,
He like muzzled him with
Yeah.
fire and then threw him at.
He
the
threw a
collector.
flaming
fire dog.
flaming dog
Yeah.
at the collector. I went, yo.
this movie does not give a fuck about
Also,
animals.
Can we? I wrote it down too. I was like, can we talk about when he fucking uses the dude's head to bash the door open?
Oh, that was so sick. There's so many cool elements. I feel like the collector does a lot more cool shit than the collection. Almost.
No, there's a lot of cool shit in the collection. Which
There
I'll
is,
The
talk
but
beginning
about.
of the collection
There
is
is,
really cool,
yeah.
The
and then the
it
rest of
kinda
it's
like-
kind of like
Whereas the collector, it's like a fucking joyride the entire time.
Yes.
Shit, like, come on. Whoever
disembowelment.
thought about disemboweling, like he fucking handcuffs the mom and puts her in a bath of gasoline. You know how awful that had to feel?
Oh god.
staple guns, duct tape over her.
My God,
And it's and the movie's
Unnecessary.
so the movie's so gruesome and so hard to watch
unapologetically
sometimes
gruesome. I love it.
that it's not a long movie, but it feels
Forever.
forever. But there's just so much, meat and potatoes in such a little bit of time to where it's like They rushed the beginning story on purpose to be like to establish.
No one gives a fuck about the storyline. We're here for the deaths.
Well, to establish relationship of why he's going to the house, who he's already met that's in the house.
It's like, yeah, that's cool.
And it's like bam, bam, bam. Then they're in the house. That's when shit takes off.
That's the cool thing too. When you can have a whole movie in just one setting and just
and use that setting
and use it so well. Yeah,
that house seemed so huge.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. It just seemed like a mansion.
They were going back and forth into rooms. You know, they were using things multiple times. Like he would hide underneath the computer in the basement. Then the little girl hid there, and then they would use the laundry room like 3 or 4 times.
The laundry chute, yep.
Just really good of like using a set to the fullest potential with such cool shots and such cool kills.
Now here's my question.
They actually did that in the second one too. Mm-hmm. They really use the same.
Yeah, I love the director. Like, he has a really good eye for what he wants to take.
Now,
execute.
what is that game that everyone plays? The horror game.
What do you mean? Dead by Daylight?
Dead by Daylight.
Hey, add me on PS4. I'll play with you.
Where is this not the perfect scenario for that type of game?
Oh, 100%.
Where it's a because those video games were so fun. Like they did it with Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you had a house and one guy was the collector and there was 4 people? And you had time to set up traps throughout the house,
and then they would come in.
And then they would come in. Like you could custom build a map.
It's like Rainbow Six Siege,
and like
but with killers.
You could throw.
Let's fucking make this happen, guys.
You could throw characters into the trunks, and people would have to come let them out.
If there's a
but
game developer
set traps
listening,
for them
let's
having
talk.
to go through all of that. Then you have to get the stuff, get out of the fucking house. It's the perfect scenario for that type of
so
game.
you heard it here. You heard it first.
All right, we're cutting this out of the show. We're keeping this to ourselves.
This is our game that we will create probably about 50 years. But that sounds like I would play that game.
Anybody want
that
to
game
invest?
sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean,
it sounds very intriguing. Sounds hard.
Yeah, who wants to?
We went by Full Sail.
What video games?
Let's go to Full Sail.
Yeah, we'll go kidnap one. It's fine.
Who's gonna
Keep them in a chest until they
I'm gonna walk
finish
into
it.
class. Attention, nerds.
as
Who
bait.
knows how to do this?
We'll have a fucking
You will get no money.
A chunk
No
for them
virgins.
too. We'll throw them in.
Yeah.
You will get no money from this.
You'll get some
allowed.
stickers.
We'll let
That's
you
about
live.
it. We'll give you some pizza. We got 30 inches of pizza left over here. We'll give it to you.
Yeah, we got about a Wheel of Fortune sized pizza in the living room right now.
And take the hot sauce.
And have the
I'm
hot
done.
sauce. But yeah, I feel like it would be such a fucking sick game.
Yeah,
For
that
real.
would be a really fun game. I do agree.
And you know what else this movie kind of reminded me of? And this might be a bold claim. I would say it's the American Wolf Creek. It gave me a weird sense of like it's not the same premise of Wolf Creek.
Yeah.
But it's the same under budgeted type movie that they did a good job with what they had. And it made it such a powerful movie because I still hear people talk about The Collector all the time.
Yeah, same. I
It's one of
literally
those
own
movies,
it on
yeah.
DVD. Like I bought it when it
And
when
Wolf
it first
Creek
came
is
out.
just like that too. And there's a sequel to Wolf Creek and everything.
Yep.
There's an iconic character. Their motives are different. Their ways are different. But it's just, I think they both packed a severe punch, both movies, for what they did. You know, I mean, I would consider it not the American Wolf Creek as far as the premise, but just style, budgeting, and how it made you feel watching it, so to speak. That's what I would call it.
I can agree with that.
I love Wolf Creek.
Yeah, Wolf Creek's a good movie.
Man, I love that movie.
But let's shift gears. Let's go to The Collection. A
Whoa.
movie that just really starts off on a fucking powerhouse ride. God, what's his name? What is his name? Oh, wow. That was loud in my ears.
What?
Oh, God, he's the father.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin is in this movie, guys.
That's my first note.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin, the woman, the main female character, not because I'm misogynist, but she is known as Shooter McGavin's daughter because I know she has a name, but I just prefer to call her Shooter McGavin's daughter.
I'm pretty sure it's Emma Fitzpatrick.
Okay, but can we talk about her name is Elle, and she has the same haircut as 11?
Okay, so George, let's talk about how
That's a
11's
reach.
name is Elle, and she has a short haircut because this movie came out before The Stranger Things. So
Now-
I'm
now
just
if you want to
saying.
make that assumption, you
Now,
got to do it right.
Listen, I was just saying.
Christopher McDonald,
was cool.
that's his name. Shooter McGavin.
I thought about it.
Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Yes.
I've never seen this one either. Obviously, I didn't see the first one.
So-
I've always thought that this was a major studio's take on the first movie.
Oh.
It was a redone version of the first movie with a bigger budget.
So you didn't think it was a sequel at all?
Well, no, because the original movie, the studio that was going to do it didn't do it because they didn't have the money. So a different studio picked it up. And then I figured that same studio that couldn't do it got money later and then wanted to redo it on a much wider scale because the budget for collection was $10 million. So it got $4 million extra dollars.
And it shows.
It shows.
It shows big time.
For sure.
It can show you what $4 million can do for a movie.
And it's still got a 37 on.
It's still got a low score.
So I was watching
but
it.
I mean, it's horror movies. What do you expect?
We're
going to go work for Rotten Tomatoes.
I was watching it, and I was like, oh, wait, they all know who he is? Like, is this not the same movie? Is it a sequel? Like, for one, because if it was a remake and everyone knew that killer existed, I'd have been pissed.
Yeah.
That'd have been so stupid. And then I was like, oh, well, thank God it's a sequel. Same guy directed it.
Same director, same writer. Arkin, the same guy who plays Arkin's in it, which I loved. Could you imagine if they didn't get the same guy and picked it up from that storyline?
I wouldn't have watched it.
I've been like, this is trash.
It would have been like almost every other sequel that bombs.
Arkin is like a solidified character.
Yeah, he's a really good. And someone commented on when I released that we were doing this series that they wish there was a third movie because the way this movie ends, it could pick up for a third movie.
Yeah, it could.
third
I was actually
final.
thinking that.
Hey, it's not too late.
No, it's not.
It's
I was
not too
watching
late.
Jeepers Creepers 3 last night for the first time. I was like, dude, this
God,
was like
why?
15 years. It sucked. But it was like 15
never
years
seen it.
after the last one
Yeah,
released.
I didn't want to do that to
Not worth
myself.
your time.
I saw the
Don't do
first
it.
one on my birthday. I mean, my mom.
I mean,
and
if you're
dad
gonna
take me to
watch
see
Jeepers
Creepers
Creepers
1.
3, at least watch it for free. Don't give that pedophile
Yeah,
your
it's
money.
on Netflix, but
Yeah.
I had to do it. But it was 15 years after the first, and I was like, this wasn't that long ago. 2012.
never
It's only
Yeah.
Well,
2
it was,
years.
well, the first one was 2009. This one's 2012.
Yeah.
So you have your 3-year gap.
Mm-hmm.
So it being 2018, it's still
more than
I feel like now would be a good time.
I think now would be a perfect time.
Marcus Dunstan.
Please, if you're
You're-
listening.
If you're out there listening to our
Listener.
show,
I just assume everyone on the
the
planet is
thing.
listening.
Exactly.
So
I will say this movie does start off crazy. So the dance club scene, underground
So
fucking rave,
badass.
everyone's
I'd-
crazy.
I'd have gotten tricked into it immediately. I'd have been like, "Ooh, a goth club," and then like,
I'm going in.
I'll go in. There's
going-
freaks in here
so
for
we're
sure.
not,
The
so
password
we're not going
is-
to the castle anymore next week.
The password is nevermore.
Yeah, the singer of fucking Ministry lets him in the fucking door.
He used to have a ministry flag. It's lost though.
Rip.
Big old red ministry flag.
Could it? Yeah.
Yes,
a shame.
we
It's gone.
all would have been victims to that goth club.
Like 5
Um,
minutes in, there's probably, 400 people dead?
Yeah. No. So
Easily.
the,
Well, yeah,
the collector really amps his kill count here in a matter of seconds.
The collector is now known as a character. Like,
Correct.
As a
The news-
killer, the news knows who he is. They've established Arkin's been kidnapped.
Which is the worst thing to do.
The wife says we miss him. Duh.
They have not watched
she's
Criminal
lived.
Minds.
She's lived, and then so we pretty much assume that this is. I wouldn't say days after it happened.
Maybe a month.
Because he had to plan that shit that happened in the club.
Oh yeah, dude, that had to take a while.
But what if he had already
Does
planned
he
it? Because
help?
the party was probably planned a while. I'm
Oh
just
my god, he
saying.
probably planned the party.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my
Ministry guy
God.
was probably in on it.
Maybe.
There you go.
Hey, just don't
Pay
kill,
him
don't
good
kill
bucks.
me.
Don't kill me, and that's why he was in the other building. Because I mean, like, come on, the build, the contraptions he built in that warehouse, like that would have took months.
Yo, L. First of all, I knew that dude was cheating on her in the very beginning. I
Oh,
was
dude,
like,
same.
Fucking do it.
I was like, okay, you just can't make it at all. Pff, all right, whatever. Then they go. She goes to the club. There he is making out with another chick. She knocks that dude in the fucking face. I was like, yes, bitch, yeah. Fuck him. It's just like,
That's when you knew Elle was going to be a strong character in the
yeah,
movie.
yeah. She is by no means throughout the movie a damsel.
No.
She
Oh,
wasn't-
hell no.
She gets
She
gets
gives
the F
Arkin a
out.
run for his
yeah,
money.
she does not
Smart.
let yeah.
What a team.
I like that when she finds Arkin, because she's obviously like she did just deck her ex-boyfriend now, but she's still of course
Dead boyfriend,
upset. She goes into the room and there's a fucking trunk. Come on.
Right.
Like
What's in
I'd
the
be
That's
like,
like shaking.
yeah, bye. No, thank you. I do not want any part of your.
That's when I leave the club.
Slow exit.
That's
Close
when I
the
leave
door.
the club.
Yeah, that's when I get
leave
the
it,
fuck
I'm
out. I'll jump out a window. I don't even give a shit.
Tab or no tab, I'm out.
Yeah.
And you open it, and then a shotgun fires, and like all this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, never mind.
Yeah, he opens up the trunk. Arkin's in the trunk, and then a spear shoots out.
And then the whole thing
when
just
you leave.
starts.
And then that's when you start to see the Saw influence.
Yeah,
the
heavily.
overlay of the gears and how the wire works and all that other stuff.
which is cool. I
liked
don't
it.
hate it.
It's not overdone. so
That
it's okay.
sound makes you kind of go, ugh. Like the
And
sound
then-
of all the gears.
and then
achy.
the wheel of fortune of death comes upon them.
Adding new
What is
definition
that?
to getting
What
mowed
is that
down,
tool
dude.
called? It's like a
It's
farm.
lawnmower.
It's a grind.
It's
Oh,
like a tiller.
tiller or something. Yeah,
It's a-
edger.
That dude like went to someone's farm and was like, I just want that part of it.
from like the
I don't
early
need anything else.
1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that club
Dude,
got mowed like a lawn.
Literally, they were literally the fucking DJ exploded.
Whole head just gone.
And there's on Hulu where you can watch the collection.
Netflix is collection. Hulu is collector.
Yeah,
Correct. Okay, so on the either though on Hulu you can watch the director talk about that scene.
Oh, for real?
He talks about it. He's just like, yeah. He's like the first 10 minutes of this movie. He's like, I'm gonna give it to you nice and crazy, and he's just like, you're gonna get death.
That was
more death. He's like, I got more extreme with this movie than I could with the first one.
That was like Ghost Ship on acid.
Yeah, literally. He looked at he saw Ghost Ship and was like,
I could do better.
I could do better.
I could do better.
And he did.
We can make this work.
You watch Ghost Ship and they turn the channels, American Pickers. He's like, nah, I could do this. Wait a second. I know what I'm going to do.
That's
American
fucking
God.
perfect.
Because that
genius.
thing comes down and it just starts going chop, 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 chop. And everyone on the other side is just like, isn't being young great? And then chop, 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 chop. The future of America took a blow in that club. Let's put it that way.
Probably for the best.
I know,
They're all
right?
on hella Molly.
Yeah, everyone's on just hella Molly, just being like, I feel everything. And then chop, 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 chop,
Imagine how
chop.
that felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course the cheater is the only one that survives. He just gets his thumb cut off. But
Yeah.
that thing mows everyone down.
He gets fucked up later.
He gets
though.
fucked up.
and then the girl's like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on for real?" And then she goes out of the club.
And her friend.
Yeah, well, first of all, the virgin in the back seat who didn't know how to be cool, he got it. So
That's what he gets.
that's what he gets.
Yeah.
He got it. And then she comes out, sees everyone dead. Her friend gets trapped in that cage, and then the
Resident
ceiling
Evil starts.
starts coming down. And then like,
Not only does the ceiling start coming down, but the collector's standing on top of it.
Yeah.
Which was
Watching.
so menacing. I love
so
it.
Yeah.
sick. He's just like, "Heh,
He's-
fuckers."
He's probably got a boner the entire time. This
I
is
mean, I did.
raging massive.
Like,
Like,
Gorno, like for sure.
Throbbing.
Only leather. The
Yeah.
only thing is a thin piece of leather between him and that cage, just crushing the youth of America, just like this. And that poor girl has to watch her best friend.
No, she didn't.
Scream. What?
She could have walked away.
There
There was no.
Oh,
there
what kind of
was
shitty friend would you be? Oh, I don't want to see this. Wait, come back. No.
I'm sorry.
I'll pray
You're-
for you.
You're not. You're
You
not.
watch me die.
You're not getting out. There's no way we can't get you out.
But
We've tried.
she
I
was-
was
She kept
trying.
saying
She was-
push up. Like, what the fuck?
She's outside of the cage, girl. She's outside of the cage. She can't push up. Like I've been like, I love
do
you.
push-ups.
I'm sorry, but you're fucked. And I would have left. But no, she waited.
she
watched
Brock Lesnar. She's not going to push that thing up. Like, I'm sorry. No.
No, not when fucking Boner McGee is up there, fucking trigger happy with the fucking thing.
I wish that was his real name.
Boner McGee.
Boner McGee.
The world will now
He
know
always
my
takes
name.
one.
Always takes one.
Boner McGee always takes one.
Oh God.
But no, then she has to watch her friend get crushed, and it's just
She got turned into chicken tenders from
oh
McDonald's.
my god, just pressed and blood everywhere, and it just oh god.
Yeah, like I said,
so
I-
unnerving.
I mean, a slight part of me probably would have watched it happen just to be like, I wonder what this looks like. But the other part of me is like, I can't save you. Bye. Sorry. Art. And then like it moves on, progresses from that scene. Boyfriend gets fucking wrecked in the hallway.
Throat chop.
He gets he gets stabbed in the throat.
He gets stabbed in the throat, and then Arkin uses his
him as a
body as a fucking Tempur-Pedic mattress going onto the car. And then
That's how you know he's a smart one.
Elle got snatched up. Arkin knew right away. He's like, I couldn't do nothing. Because they bring it up later, like, oh, you left her. It's like, really, motherfucker?
Look
Like,
at me.
listen,
You
I
weren't
had a
there.
broken arm. Okay. God damn it.
Elle was like, you left me there. It's like, bitch. Like,
What could
You
what could
got
I
taken.
do?
I left.
I was
my
obviously
fault.
I was taken by this guy. I was in the trunk. Okay,
Yeah.
like come on.
And to be fair, he tried to save her in the beginning.
He did,
And she wanted to be a stubborn bitch. So then he
and
left.
throw his ass back in the
Yeah.
trunk.
Every time. Every time.
from one collected to another.
Dude, that's the.
I know what's happening.
Okay, that's the theme of this movie. Can we talk about that for a second?
What?
Him trying to help. Everyone saying "fuck you"
Oh,
and dying.
yeah, that's a good. Yeah, it is an undertone. Like, cause no one. He's like, just, I'm not going in there. He told them. He's like, so he gets hired by the daughter's dad, who's like a fucking wealthy man.
Wealthy man, yeah. Shooter
find
McGavin used his golf tournament money.
Yeah,
to
to
Like some specialty task force to go and recruit L.
some Ghost of Mars-esque task
exactly.
force.
I
kept thinking Ghost of Mars the whole time.
I got
man.
Doom vibes from it
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Same thing. Yeah.
They go in and it became very actiony.
It was almost a early like beginning 2000s Carpenter style movie.
Or can we
with
talk
the action task force going to do something?
Action Task Force shooting gallery.
Can we talk about how once they're inside the building and they're going through the bottom levels, those things start running at them? Resident Evil much?
Oh,
literally,
fuck
it was
Yeah.
just a
Then
that
they-
scene was
and
shot by shot Resident
and they
Evil.
show you how they make it.
Yeah.
He showed you like pumped and pulled the drugs and stuff.
that scene was cool though.
No, it was fun.
Arkin fucking once again the smart. When you think he can't get any smarter, he cuts the fucking marks in his arm.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
for
That was a cool element.
For every 100 seconds, he does a different line in a different formation for when he turns, and made a map on his arm based on marks.
We should all get that tattooed on us.
Who
would
would
be
have thought
pretty
to
sick.
have done that?
No,
Not
me.
I.
Nope. I would have been like, I don't know where the fuck
And
I
then
am.
after all the shit he went through before he got shoved in that trunk at the end.
Oh
of it,
yeah, because like mind
his
you,
tendons and his
this
hands
is
have been
literally
ripped
picking
out.
up from after the collector.
My man's been on adrenaline-fueled survival mode for 2 movies.
Two whole movies.
2 whole fucking movies. I don't want to hear anyone say, I'd have thought of that. I'd smack the shit out of you. There's no way you would have done that.
No.
No way. I'd have never thought. I was like, that's pretty.
I would have pissed myself. I would have taken a nap, and I would have cried.
I'd have napped my own
30
pissing
seconds,
shit.
all
And
right?
I'd have been like, just get it over with.
Just kill me already, god damn it. So we get into an abandoned hotel.
Hotel Argento.
Yeah.
Fun fact is
Sargento.
it's an homage to Dario Argento
Is it?
of Suspiria.
Ah,
Director did- there's 2 nods in this movie. There's 2. The mannequin scene later is a nod to Maniac.
Yes. I
1980.
could see that. I can see that. I
Yep.
will say the remake with Elijah Wood is also very good.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
I very
when-
much enjoyed it.
When I read that, I thought they said I thought I read it as Magic, the Anthony Hopkins fucking ventriloquist movie.
no.
I was like, when were there mannequins in Magic? I was like, oh, Maniac.
Maniac.
Oh, another good movie. Yeah.
The movies are great. I just like it. We get into a bigger facility, more trunks. He's
Right.
not just
Traps.
he actually does have a collection of people.
Because
I mean,
now
right-
now there's 2 storylines.
Yeah,
There's the team and then there's L.
correct.
And
And-
then
He does a good job of.
she's in the box in the like laboratory type area.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
mortuary, and
She
he's
gets
like
out.
taking their faces off and putting them on each other. His little
He's doing little
experiment
experiments.
zombies.
Little zombie
and-
thingies.
Yeah,
Wait,
he's
full
just
full
fun.
Ed Gein.
That,
Full Ed
cor-
Gein.
that
Full Ed-
corpse
and he-
laying on the table with the gut still attached on the basket
on the
suspended
freaking-
from the
yes.
roof.
Yeah,
That was
I love
hard.
how she escapes, and the guy goes, "How am I going to find her?" And he releases these spiders, like, "Find her, my pretties!"
Yeah.
like summon the spiders.
Dude, this
what?
guy loves spiders because there was a million spiders.
well,
in the
he's
first one.
he's who the collector is. He's entomologist.
Entomologist.
Entomologist. Thank you, Jesus
Let
Christ.
the expert
So
say it, all right?
he
What that is.
he has a very big love for bugs.
Who that is? Yeah, he actually preserves.
He preserves
yeah,
bugs.
It's a
So
family
yeah.
business.
I hate spiders. And
Yeah, I do
there
too.
was
Um,
What do you mean?
spiders.
I got preserved
I like. I
tarantulas.
do like the
See,
spider
I like
scene.
them when
I will
they
call.
can't get me.
Shut up, George. No,
Okay.
we're gonna put a spider on you tonight. Don't worry. You hate your life for that.
I got some dead
I
ones.
already do.
There,
Dead real ones.
there
I
we
like the
go.
dead ones.
There we go. No, we're
They're
gonna
nice
pump it
and-
full of.
they're
I like
fuzzy.
them
Red
if
Bull.
they're dead or like if they're behind glass where
Red
I know they
Bull.
can't get me. I'm like, dude,
What kind of
spiders,
They're
shitty-
gonna have
sick.
wings.
What kind of shitty reanimator plot is that?
Just injecting dead
Just
bugs
a-
with Red Bull.
Just a comedically sized
Loco.
needle with Red Bull. Just Four Loco and Red Bull. Like right.
Could you imagine? They'd
And
be
then
fucking
it just
jacked.
oozes out. You're like, fuck. Credits roll.
They don't.
3-minute movie.
It's like in Attack of the Donuts. They do a reanimator
Horror
rip-off in
Junkies
the movies.
presents.
It's
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Mike injecting shit.
Yeah, we should. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie just gets really crazy. Like, the 2 storylines, I feel like they spend a good equal amount of time on both storylines. I love how the strike team gets fucking murked the entire time.
Let's hire
Yeah,
a strike
big-
team, but they're all fucking stupid and
Pick
die.
it
Why
off
would
one
you
by
leave
one?
the biggest dude at the door?
I don't know.
The biggest man you have, you're like,
And he gets wrecked. He's the
stay
first
here.
one.
Yeah, he
First
gets wrecked. He's an asshole though. He deserves it.
Yeah.
They like just
assholes.
step inside. and they're all
They
dead.
treated Arkin like shit, and it's
Yeah.
like
He
he's
wouldn't
not
even
an,
tried to
save him.
he's not an enemy.
And they just bullied him.
He's not. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll take you there. I'm not going inside.
And then they go, "Oh, you're going in there."
I knew.
It's
I
like,
was.
And they even said you're the only person that's ever survived as far as
Exactly.
we know.
Why are you gonna put
so
him
you're
back?
not going to trust the
that's like
dude?
going to work and being like, "I know you're working a lunch shift, but now you're working a double," and you're like, "You can't do that. We just did."
Yeah. They treat Arkin like shit, and it's not nice. It's like this man's literally he just got found. Like he was in the hospital, and then you guys automatically come.
But not
And
only
like,
that, he's like, all right, fine, I'm in here. Just listen to what I
Oh,
say, and
I'm
what
gonna
do they
need you
not
to-
do?
He's like, you're
I'm
going to
gonna
get us
need you to-
killed.
pick the lock because none of us highly trained strike team people can pick a lock.
Everyone needs a good
Or
lock
survive.
pick.
Everyone needs a good locksmith.
And then they get inside the-
fucking the Sentinel. I just picked the
that's it.
locks.
Yep. Hey man, I just picked the locks. I don't read the files. That's where you get trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why he lived.
Yes.
He didn't need to be in any more scenes in that movie because he lived. But then, yeah, they get to what I titled them as tongueless, coked out zombie mask people.
Yes, the Resident Evil scene.
Yeah, because it's
My
like
kind of people.
it's people just injected with tons of fucking drugs, like cocaine and other shit, and they have the mask and no tongue, so they can't be like, "Don't shoot me."
Yeah. So and
but
they
they're
just
so
fucking
coked
kill
out.
people, man.
If you're
Yeah.
not from Florida, that's what Florida man
Yeah,
is.
that's literally this whole scene is Florida.
Yeah.
The basement
This is our
full of
daily
Florida men.
life.
Hotel Argento is just Broward County, just Dade
Volusia.
County, just Dade County, Miami.
Volusia,
You
fucking Marion. It's all the little counties.
Duval.
Duval.
No, Duval's
Day
not
in
that
the
bad.
life.
Duval's
Day in
not
the
that bad.
You're bad.
Marion County's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Lake County.
Methods everywhere.
There's all
County.
South
Hey,
Florida.
I
You
know
lived
what?
in Lake County.
Florida's just one big drug.
The
That's all
closer
it
to
is.
the closer
One
to
big
the
bath salt.
the
We're not a
closer
swamp
to the
for no
equator, the crazier shit gets
Is-
in Florida. I've come to realize.
Yeah.
Taking
you
the
need to
swamp
live
to
in
the
Marion
next
County
level.
because shit gets weird there. I do like the kill scene with the giant spikes.
Yes.
With the bomb.
On the roof?
So like they come up to the guy, he's like, I wasn't chosen, and it's big explosion,
pops.
and then the fucking guy gets spiked to death, which was a really cool scene because he was like
Huzzah!
frozen in time and like kind of still alive, twitching.
They just look like three really large Phillips head screwdrivers.
They do.
just like
There's
going
just
down
giant
on 'em.
Phillip heads.
I really liked the bitch that was like, he likes me. The one that like was
The doll,
was
the-
into him. The one
Yeah.
that
Crazy
dolled
white-
up.
Girlfriend.
Crazy white girl.
Crazy white girl.
girlfriend.
Crazy white girl with Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, she's like, he likes me. He likes me.
He chose me.
He chose me.
Oh God.
You know what scene
But
I
her
really
death was
liked?
good.
Yeah, her
The-
death was good.
You know what I liked was the flickering light bulb scene where he kind of gets away from the whole. He gets away from the whole team. Arkin does, and there's the scene where the light bulb is flickering on and off, and it's pitch black. And then like the collector shows up behind Arkin like once or twice, and there's no music to cue it.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like telling you to be scared.
Yeah, it's just
and
there.
And like it's a long scene. Like you think like, oh, is he gonna pop up? And then he finally does. But Arkin notices and gets away. And that's when you start to know that Arkin and the collector are equally matched.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just not going to get got that easy.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
I do like that they didn't make
Not again,
Arkin, who
motherfucker.
is like the main person next to Elle, like even Elle, she's not a hard character to take down. She's a fighter, and I like that element of this movie. Both of the main characters are fighters. They're not people who they just submit to like, oh, I'm just gonna die and all this stuff. Like, and then even towards the end of the movie when Arkin and the collector fight, I mean, they go at it. They kick each other's ass.
Okay,
even in the first movie.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
his name? Saves him. Dickhead. The leader.
Oh, the leader.
Leader dickhead.
He distracts
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
collector
saying.
enough.
Like he so that way he can stab him in the leg,
Yeah.
and that's what kind of transfers
We got
advantage.
another whole another side of the collector too. Is like it wasn't just articulated traps and like creeping around. Like, dude, this motherfucker was going in. The
Well, I
collector
think
was
towards
fucking
the end,
people
I
up
mean, like
this
he was
time.
lighting the
Sick.
building on fire, and he was like, "All right, time to fucking leave house." So he was. I think he kind of like leaves his methods behind and goes towards the more animalistic,
Okay.
like up front, close. Like I'm just gonna start killing
Could
people.
we just talk?
Backed into a corner.
yeah,
my
like he's,
favorite scene in the whole fucking movie is when he fucking busts through the doors with fucking 2 dogs and a fucking assault rifle. Just
Oh, that
unleashes the dogs.
that
Just
was,
starts letting fucking bullets off. Flying.
That's called Plan B.
Yeah, that's literally Plan B.
'Cause, like, he
Once
opened
he
the
saw
doors,
the
just, like,
cops,
blue
he was
lights
like,
behind him. He's like, "Die, motherfucker!
gotta kill, gotta kill."
Oh, dude.
And how did you miss? Like none of them.
I agree.
Yeah.
At that point,
I will.
Well, he didn't miss. I mean, he got one of them.
Yeah, he got one of them. I
Yeah.
think.
but like didn't kill them.
Unleash the hounds.
I will say though, effective plan of action on Arkin's part. Shot the guy next to the barrel, so the other guy would run, call the police and ambulances, bring the cops there, shoot at the cops. It's coming from the hotel.
Yeah,
that
2
was
bullets
smart
left.
as
What do you
fuck.
do?
2 bullets used very wisely.
Yeah. Instead of just like,
Once
let's just
again-
try to kill the collector like the other guy wanted to do.
Arkin is the fucking man.
Wait, we didn't even talk about the fact that he makes like humans into insects.
Oh no, yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna
he
get to that.
articulated
Yeah,
humans.
that's going to come at the end.
That's
gonna
what
come
it
at
came.
Yeah.
and the
Fucking
whole,
wild. I forgot
because
about
he's got his technically his front door is the collection room.
Yes.
Like that's like if he was to give you an
Which
MTV,
is so cool.
It's
if he was going to give you an MTV Cribs of his fucking hotel, he's like, well, this is where I keep all of my bug people in jaws.
Yeah,
It's
he had a
like-
good collection.
Just
It
don't
was
pull the one
cool.
book
Really
in the
nice
bookshelf and open up.
wallpaper.
Yeah, his
Classy
house.
place. It kind of looks like my house.
It was a really
He
nice
really
place.
does.
he never talks, so that's the voice I'm going to use for him too.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. He doesn't talk.
He does. He says one line.
Oh, he does in the at the,
At the
end of
very
movie.
end,
Yeah.
one line.
You gonna
I
kill
didn't-
me now or something?
Yeah,
like
that's
that?
it.
Oh
Kill
yeah.
So what are you gonna kill me now?
Yeah. Class of 100.
And they
No,
never
I'm gonna
show
make
his
you
face.
feel.
They never show his face.
Which I fucking love.
Genius.
Genius.
Fun
You kind of
fact.
see it in the first one.
IMBD doesn't show his face either, which was fucking really cool. Google does, but if you Google the person that plays him, they don't show his face.
Shout out to one of the realest websites on the planet,
Yeah.
IMDb.
Yeah, I was
Keep it
like,
real.
I wonder what he looks like. So I went to Google it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Couldn't find it.
He had the one woman pinned up against the wall like a butterfly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
good.
that was really
And I was
cool.
just, and then
Yeah,
that,
she was
that's
He
when
just
all
goes
the-
up and kills her. God
that's when
damn
all the
it, ruining
fucking
everything.
entomology stuff starts coming into
Yeah.
play. They start like, and it's a brief but effective overview of all of the stuff.
Yes.
Like what he's into and like how he's trying to do it into people and why he collects.
Which I
people.
love, like about the collector himself, because we haven't had to my knowledge, I mean, there could be a horror movie killer that is this type of person who is. He loves bugs. He loves preserving things. He does all this crazy weird stuff. And I don't think, I mean, like, yeah, you can say Leatherface with his whole taking faces off, making them into masks and stuff. Yeah. But I mean, like, the whole, like, his collection room. He takes bodies and he puts them in weird fabrications to resemble bugs. And
It's
things.
Ed Gein on steroids.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Ed Gein, real. I'm talking about horror movie. I don't think we've ever had a horror movie
Well,
where this kind of
wasn't
guy
Leatherface based on Ed Gein?
loosely based on Ed
Loosely.
Gein.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
lot-
he
a
was
lot of
based on a
films-
lot of.
Alfred Hill,
Six
Psycho,
Six
and
Degrees,
all those.
you
But
know.
Yeah, they all use Ed Gein just because he was a crazy motherfucker.
he wasn't even a serial killer either.
No.
Bullshit.
False
Just a spree
lies.
killer.
Yeah.
Takes 3.
Was
It always takes 3.
I don't
They
think
have been researching. Be worried. The collector will become a real thing very soon.
live
If
in
we're missing
Orlando.
next week, you know why.
I mean, if IKEA was IKEA a thing back when Ed Gein was around, because if all the lampshades he could
I
have,
don't know. Jorge would make a
The
really
lamp-
cute chair.
he
That's
would-
true.
He wouldn't have resorted to such Pinterest-esque activities
If
with human
IKEA was
flesh,
around.
You know,
You know, the most vegan thing I could do is actually kill another human being. So
That
you
is
guys,
true.
Leatherface, got it.
Oh,
You guys
Leatherface.
Oh no.
that's the name. Watch out,
Listen,
Leatherface.
Well, if there's no show next week,
Listen,
call the cops.
Help, please.
that is one of the most amazing things I ever heard. My friend Nick directs movies. Let's make this happen.
Let's make this happen.
He would-
Dude, like chainsaw that runs on vegetable oil.
oh my god!
the tagline, they can smell them coming.
Oh my
'Cause
god!
yeah.
Vegetable oil chainsaws.
Oh god.
That would be huge.
I'm just
It would,
Oh my
the vegan
God.
world would love it.
yeah.
And you just
Oh my
you just
God.
set animals free as you're killing humans.
I mean, that's
Horror
kind of like
for
what the
vegans.
collector does. Like,
Yeah.
he, like, truly respects, like, other species.
He
but fucking
does.
just
He caught the
tortures
spider
humans.
in the first
Which
one.
is
just let it out the
perfect.
Yeah,
window.
he was, like, so gentle with it. So
Oh, my
exactly.
friend.
Plot twist, I'm the new collector.
there it is. Boom. You found your calling in real
Well,
life.
Lowering people's
well.
foot plants one death at a time.
You reduced
Going
the
to the end
carbon
of this
fiber
movie,
foot-
that building's on fire.
Yeah, they get trapped, and then of course,
Trapped.
crazy Stockholm bitch, syndrome bitch, fucking locks the door, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And then like she steps on the trap and gets fucked.
Yeah, like
Not,
She
not-
snitches,
not
just like
proper
Elle
fucked.
said.
it literally snitches,
Snitches
gets
Has
stitches.
no
spikes
bitch.
in their
Dude, that
entire
little-
body.
It,
was a-
Dialect much?
That was a good.
She became a Dialect.
yeah,
No.
that was a really
Like
good.
just
I
left
liked
her
that
head
death.
just spewing.
There
blood.
weren't
No
very
one.
many individual.
Doctor Who here? No. Okay.
There weren't very many,
One
like-
Doctor Who reference?
Dialect.
Oh
She became a
yeah.
Dialect.
I feel like there weren't very many
Yeah.
like good original
Exterminate.
kills.
I do agree with that. There weren't a lot of good original.
Like it started off like really
Is
strong
it
with like,
Dalek?
he's murdering, but after that it was mostly like fight or flight because they're in his home.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he just kind of wanted to pick them off, whereas before everything was like super articulate and he had it planned out.
Yes.
So that
Yeah.
was something.
It was just more just mindless. Just get out of my fucking house or die.
Yeah.
It's Dialect, by the way.
Don't touch.
It's
my-
Darlek. I thought Darlek.
Listen, nerds.
I think it's Dialect.
This is a
Darla.
horror
Darla?
podcast, not your Doctor Who
Check.
bullshit.
I will. I'll get back to you on
Oh
it.
god.
Yeah.
They're
You know
looking it up.
that fuck.
All right, well,
her name
we-
was Abby, wasn't it? The girl that like snitched.
I thought.
I think her name was. She had
I thought
some.
it was Stockholm
whatever.
Syndrome bitch.
That's the kind of girl that's like.
Yeah.
Stockholm. Syndrome.
Stockholm Syndrome bitch is like totally okay with being a side chick.
Yeah, so she comes out of this
Totally
box.
okay with it.
She's like, oh, he likes me, and he's like dolled up like a fucking
he
like
did
old
this
doll.
to me.
I can't see that far. I don't have.
And then she realizes,
eyes
oh,
are
Elle
terrible.
has a hearing aid too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
which-
that does
Which
come
is
into
a
play.
fun thing because he's like, you'll never survive. You'll never survive. You
Yep.
won't make it to the collection because you're not perfect.
You're at a disadvantage. So it seemed like at first she was actually down to try to get out, and then when she realized that like Elle wasn't gonna be the one,
Yeah,
she's like,
she's
nope,
like,
never mind,
nope,
fuck
bye.
this, take
Mike was
her,
right
she's
about-
over here.
She's like, fuck oh.
I know I'm right. It's Dilac.
Mike was right.
I've watched a lot of Doctor Who in my life. Okay.
I've only watched all the seasons once.
Listen, sweaty.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, I mean, the ending, it kind of plays out pretty fast. Like, there's the fight scene, everything's on fire. Arkin pushes the collector down into the pit of bodies and gasoline that he fell
Yes.
into earlier in
Well,
the
there
movie.
was the giant cage that came down. I was so hoping for like a Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler commentary Hell in a Cell match. Arkin versus the collector. Like, my God, that man has a family.
I mean, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, Arkin-
a slobber knocker. He wanted a piece of him so bad, and I was like, oh God, just give it to us.
Yeah.
Cage
And they do
match.
eventually, not cage match, but they do give it to us. I will say the most intense scene in this movie is when Arkin re-breaks his arm.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I almost
Yes.
looked away.
I need you to
Almost.
step on my forearm. You're like, oh.
Oh,
Had the
God.
and I had the same effect as like Gerald's game.
Yeah. Oh,
He
God.
literally breaks and
That was
re-breaks
worse,
his
but-
arm like 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, that's
The
that
things he has to do. I
Yeah.
mean,
that leads into the two things that I like kind of dislike about this movie is one, so like after that scene happens, you get in a full blown fist fight with the collector. I was like, dude, if you have a broken arm, you're not swinging like that.
Adrenaline broke.
Like,
And
but dude,
it
even
wasn't
with a broken-
broken because the chick reset it.
Yeah.
So,
you still can't fight with a broken arm,
bro,
dude.
you'd be
I mean,
amazed
just
what people
snapped.
do when
He
they
did
are
it.
pumping adrenaline.
Anyway, Arkin's a badass. Second of all,
I'm just trying to tell you, man.
At the end, when everything's on fire and shit, and the chick breaks the tanks
Yeah.
and shit,
That
when
was
you
cool.
preserve shit, isn't that shit highly flammable?
Technically,
Like-
that's one of the. So usually people actually preserve with ethanol.
Yes.
First
Or
of
like-
all,
like
and then it's
alcohol
usually
and,
stored
like,
in
formaldehyde and
alcohol,
shit.
which is
So, like-
also highly flammable. So I was like,
Could you imagine if,
That's
like,
the first thing I said. I was like, okay,
But
I know
no.
a little bit about like what specimens
she
and
tried.
shit.
she tries to save Arkin because the scene is like Arkin has just defeated the collector, has thrown him down the chute of dead bodies, the dirty
poop chute.
laundry chute because
the dirtiest of laundry.
the dirtiest because there's just dead bodies. And then he catches fire, and then a beam falls down, and Arkin is trapped, and it's like this slow, like feeling sorry for this guy who's really like
He takes that dramatic
sh-
knee. He just
he's
gives
the-
up. He's like, oh.
he's the guy from Clerks that I shouldn't be here today, like because he really shouldn't have been there.
Dante.
Dante,
But
he's
it pissed me off because he was finally gonna like just take his loss. I was
Yeah.
like, now you're defeated.
Now-
you just
wait.
did all that shit, and
now
just,
you're gonna
you're not
burn to
gonna
death.
jump
One of the
over
you're not,
this?
worst
You're not taking
things.
these L's. Like hurl
Yeah.
over the fire.
Dude.
It's not.
He
that-
just took the knee. He
You-
was like,
I'd rather get some third-degree burns than burn alive.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I'm
fuck that.
saying.
But
Yeah.
no, the funny thing is, like, what if it was like that and the L goes and pushes them over and it just explodes and like that's how the movie ends and all the
Credits roll.
firefighters are like, oh no.
It would be the equivalent of like Indiana Jones and like the Last Crusade, like where he takes the leap of faith
Yeah.
and there's nothing there and he just falls.
The collector walks out like the end of
He's like, score, got him. Nerds.
holds his fist up like fucking Judge whatever from
That's exactly
The
what I was
Breakfast
thinking.
Club.
That's what I was picturing. He's just walking
holds
away.
his hands up.
With his
Yeah.
mask-
And then
with his
literally-
mask in his hand.
Literally, it's like, don't you forget about me.
That'd be so
That'd be
sick.
the best. That should be the alternate ending for the collection.
there you go.
But I mean, just overall, man, what a great movie. What a great series. It really has an iconic killer. It delivers on kills. It delivers on.
Crazy what a couple of extra $1 million will do for
It
your
really
movie.
does. It does. It really does. Like, it's crazy how much
Production
$4 million could really help a movie budget. Because we think about these movies like fucking $6 million and you made that, and it's like,
Well, it's like, you know, and like, $6 million is a lot of money, but you think about it, Avengers was $500 million. So it's like
A lot of
$10
CG
million,
too.
$6 million isn't a lot of money.
yeah. When it comes to movies,
It really isn't.
No, because I mean, just think about how much
When
you're
you-
paying
when-
cast and crew.
exactly.
and shit
When
like
you start
that,
taking
like-
factor of cast and crew, plus all the blood effects, they weren't using CG blood. They were using
There's
real
a lot of
blood.
Get Out
Yeah.
was $2 million, right?
Yeah,
That was a $2 million budget.
or
Like,
something. Like, I don't
Something
remember.
crazy like that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if you guys have never seen The Collector and you listen to this episode and you're like, holy shit, this movie sounds nuts.
But what
That's
about the
it is.
end?
Because these movies
The
are
end?
fun.
Oh, we're gonna talk.
Where he goes to the house.
We're gonna talk about that right now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Dun dun. The end of the whole series, which kind of leads up to a third movie, possibly. So we see a man walk into a house, a nice little northeastern suburban home.
Shoulders down only.
Yeah.
This man.
Yeah, he's a very strict man, simple man, and when it comes to anime, he prefers subs over dubs. Okay, that's the kind of man he is.
What a good man.
Good man.
Good man.
Comes in, turns the old-fashioned radio on. Can we talk about how that metal that was turned on would never be on the radio?
That was
I
my
was
first
like,
thought.
Was that the next channel over? Really?
I was like,
Jesus
where the
Christ.
fuck do you live that plays on
Yeah.
the radio?
I mean, Bluetooth was a thing. Here's a Bluetooth radio or something.
Bro, that thing looked like it was from 1865.
I mean, they have old-timey
They had
Bluetooth
radios in
radios.
1865.
That's true, yeah.
I guess it's true.
You know?
Can we talk about how like he goes upstairs, like this
He's a
relaxing
collector, dude.
old-timey movies coming on? It changes the metal. He comes down with like a fierce. It's like, what's the ruckus?
He just all calm and goes, huh?
Yeah, he pulls a knife
Not
out
today.
of nowhere. I like the ending. I think it's a good ending. It leads up.
It's the reverse of what every other horror movie does.
Yes.
Precursor. So they get out the fire, and then he looks over at all these chests that are empty, and then he looks down and sees the guy's mask, which was on his face when he threw him down that fucking chute. So
Yeah.
he's like,
How
oh,
did he get out?"
fuck, again?
Yeah.
Like, this fucking
No.
dude. So that's why the ending's great, but honestly, I think I would have, if they were going to do a third, they might have left it before that happened. Before the house scene, in my opinion.
Yeah, before you realize Arkin's gonna fucking
Or if
torture
you do
Yeah.
it enough before Arkin becomes the killer.
I don't think Arkin
Nah.
has it enough in him to become. I mean, now they could
Oh,
do
no,
a
he looked pretty
cool
mad.
storyline where like he takes him to this area and he does all this stuff, but the collector gets out and actually like ends up killing Arkin. Maybe we kill off Arkin
Ooh.
and we get to see the collector,
like a Halloween resurrection.
yeah, like type of thing like that. But I mean,
that no one liked.
yeah. So don't do it that way.
Somebody liked it.
What if the third one spawned like copycat shit?
That's true.
Like a female
Ooh.
collector.
Which usually happens with serial killers, is copycats. That'd be really cool.
like a female collector.
And there was like 50 people that were never identified and all this.
Yeah.
A female collector.
Could be cool.
Could be
Alternative
cool. Just don't
Leatherface.
do the American Psycho
Wait,
version of
do
it
we
because
have-
that was
Oh
awful.
no!
Don't do it that
Have
way.
I don't
done, like-
ever want to talk about that
Have
again.
we done like female versions of like? Have anybody done like female versions of all like the giant like slasher films? Has
No.
that been
What?
done?
No.
That would be sick.
What are you talking about, George? You
Just
okay?
like if someone just went
like a
and
female Friday
Yeah.
the 13th with big old knockers. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying?
like if someone
I see.
went and redid the original slashers, but with a female slasher.
a
Well,
woman with a machete and some big old.
I
pants.
mean, no
a
one's. You
woman
mean
to
like?
haunt my nightmares.
You mean no one's ever like? Has everyone done it to film?
yes?
No,
Should happen.
because the world would burst into flames. Do you
I
see
mean,
what
it's
happens?
fine.
Okay, Elizabeth Bathory, the first ever female serial killer, has been nothing but sexualized. Nobody takes her seriously.
Yeah.
Giggling grandma. I can go through and through on female.
Yeah,
lady
it doesn't
killers.
work out because whenever it does, they
It
over
needs to.
sexualize
They
them.
get inherently sexualized,
Yeah.
and like nobody
That's
takes them
stupid.
seriously. Yeah.
well,
no.
I mean that's
I
society.
mean, Elizabeth Bathory killed like what, over 400 people and like bathed
That's
in their
hard.
blood.
so. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's like, well, we'll focus
my
on the
hero.
sexual aspects of
Yeah,
that.
they're like, oh,
character.
she was a sexy lesbian that
Yeah.
that bathed them virgins. She really just tortured the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
It's all
So
bullshit.
that's what happens when they try to do the female route. It doesn't work out always.
was
Unless
it-
you have like a woman director. That's
Jennifer's Body was actually female directed.
was it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
what was it? Cody Diablo or whatever her name is.
Karen, something with the name.
What
That was
else?
the woman
What
that did
else was
Juno.
female directed?
I don't know.
recently?
We'll save that conversation for another time. That's like another world of conversations. But the main point of this, The Collector is a great movie. The Collection is also a great movie.
Yep.
Watch
Fantastic.
them on Hulu, on Netflix, or if you own them, watch them again. Tell us what you
Actually,
think.
go buy them.
I would buy
They're great.
both.
I would buy both.
I would buy
It's-
both.
They're great
Definitely
for your
'cause
movie collection.
It's fun to buy The Collector because then you do get that alternate ending. And let me tell you, it is fun to have that alternate ending. And you don't have to watch the whole movie with that alternate ending. Like if you just go to the special features and click it, it just plays that
You just
ending.
know where it is.
And it's just really fucking funny to watch. The fact that Arkin just flicks off this little girl and runs into the rain. But it's a great movie, and I really think that like in a time where we really weren't getting iconic serial killer movies, like it really delivered on like giving us a original killer who really did things his own way. Yeah, it was influenced by Saul, but it did things differently that it didn't really resemble Saul too heavily. Especially since these individuals did end up working on Saw movies later on in their film careers.
I like this movie way better than any of the Saws.
I agree with you
Yeah.
completely.
Yes.
Don't like it more than Hostel, because I just love Hostel so much.
Also so good.
But it's a close 2 with me. But we would love to hear what you guys think about this movie. If you've seen it before, what are your opinions and things like that? Tell us. We'd like to know. As usual, follow us on social media at Horror Junkies FL. Talk to us. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes we communicate back with you. It's okay. We look ahead.
Buy a T-shirt.
No. I'm sorry, Dylan.
I didn't do these notes this time, so I don't care.
No, we covered a lot of. Sorry, listen. He's pointing to my killer notes section. We covered a lot of the killer notes. It really just goes into a lot of detail of the kill scenes in the movies and things like that. It's a fun read. I'll post it online if you guys would like to read it. But like I said, follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, Twitter at Horror Junkies FL. Subscribe to our show on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your stuff listening to. Also, follow Little Shop of Horrors if you want. Underscore. There's underscore in there somewhere. At the end. I'll put it in our show notes so you guys can find it quicker. And pick up some cool stuff. There's a squirrel with a gold butthole. Who does not need...
Nope, that's mine.
He hasn't paid for it yet, so it's not technically his.
George has moved into a new place, so
he
needs some things to discuss.
Yeah.
I claimed it.
But then, as always, guys, I'm Mike.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Jorge.
And our guest on the show today is...
Autumn.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Autumn, and we'll have you on the show again soon. Stay weird, y'all.